Welcome to the Topia Podcast, where we talk about pop culture and other interesting news that happen to catch our attention with your hosts, Amani, Edwin, and Antonio. But before we dive into any of those topics, we do like to start the podcast off with question of the week. If you want to leave us a question, just comment down below. We'll be sure to shout you out. But anyway, this week's question: what carried the year more, anime or video games? There was a lot of good anime, a lot of good video games. But if you had to choose between one, what do you guys think?
Video games off the back. Sorry to jump in like that. But
Good.
after God of War Ragnarok, oh yeah.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok was good. Fucking Elden Ring dropped this year. Like I was definitely losing sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I was losing sleep. A
What else
lot of
came out
good.
this year? Gotham Knights. Fucking I was putting hours into that shit.
Huh?
Resident Evil.
What did that
Oh,
come out
okay.
this year? Damn.
Did I come out this year?
They came
Or
out
maybe the
last
No,
year.
no, no,
DLC.
no. The DLC, the DLC.
Okay, okay.
But even then, a lot of good games. I think what Sifu, Cult of the Lamb. You know what? You fuck it. I'm giving it to video games. Like there are so many good. I
Yeah,
was
video
I was
games.
losing sleep. Like I'm not even. I lost sleep to Sifu. Lost a lot of sleep to Ragnarok. Lost sleep for Elden Ring. I was losing sleep. I didn't give a fuck. Like
Hmm.
it was crazy. Anime. I'll be like, I'll watch it later. I'll put it on save.
Like
Like
movies have been hyped this year as much as video games.
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say anime personally because yeah, there's a lot of good video games, and video games can you can always pick it up, put it back down whenever, and you can just come back over and over. But this has genuinely been like one of the best years for anime. Like the big
that
three
is
is
true.
back. This has been the year for the big three. First, we get One Piece taking over the world. Like they make the most sales in books ever, like the most fictional book sold. Then they take over Times Square. Then they have one of the best fucking movies. The anime's popping off. They reached 1,000 episodes. Like they've been going crazy this year. Naruto got reanimated with some of the most important scenes, like Naruto versus Sasuke, absolutely beautiful. And of course, Bleach came back, and Bleach has been carrying week after week after week ever since it came back. Like, anime has been going in.
Like that's three compared to a list of games that we just
That's the
mentioned.
top three. That's
No
the
cap. No
big
cap.
three, my nigga. You still got, well, let me see. You got Mob Psycho, you got Spy X Family, you got Chainsaw Man, you got Blue Lock, you got Overlord,
Okay,
you
okay.
Oh,
got
Overlord did come. Oh, Overlord was so good this season.
There's so many animes. There's so many animes that have come out and just been banger after banger after banger. Like literally October. October was called the month of anime because of how so many new seasons coming out, some old animes coming back. Like that month alone carried the anime, and throughout the year we just had good shit after good shit. But I would say it's pretty even. But for me, I definitely enjoyed the anime releases a lot more than the video games.
All right. For me, I'm gonna say video games just because I've been a gamer since before I can even remember. Like I've been playing games. And completing a game, like I rarely complete games. Once I do the main story, I'm done with your game unless I find it to be really interesting. This year, I platinum two games, being Elden Ring and Cult of the Lamb, two really good games. So I just got to give it up for gaming this year. Like I never platinum a game. I've come close before, but
Hmm.
I was doing the damn thing this year.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, if you're satisfied with that, that's the question of the week for this episode. Like I said, just leave us a comment, your question, we'll shout you out and everything.
And leave your answer below if you have your own opinion. Leave your what you pick, your reasonings, and if you have anything else you add, just comment down below.
Exactly.
That
Now,
was it for us. Thank you for watching the Topia podcast.
whoa, not done yet. It's been a while since our last episode, so this one might be a long one.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, we'll move into the next topic. I do want to talk about the passing of the Yu-Gi-Oh creator. Excuse me if I butcher his name here, but Kazuki Takahashi. Some more news came out about his death recently. We talked about it on the episode before. Not much news was out, just like he died like on the coast of Japan, Okinawa.
Hmm.
More news did come out. So Hazuki, he attempted to assist U.S. Army officer Major Robert when they noticed three people stuck in a riptide off the coast of Okinawa, Japan. But Takahashi tragically died during the rescue attempt. You know, it's really fucked up. I remember, like I said last episode, I fucked with Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't watch every single episode, but I'd always poke my head in
Right.
here and there. I had the fucking cards with my brothers. We'd play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like he made card games like cool. Like everybody copied him. Like you wouldn't have card games if it wasn't for Yu-Gi-Oh! Dropping their shit, you know? I remember watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments on YouTube and they were crazy. And I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like the closest to being like the most realistic. Like what I mean by that is like Pokemon, like you can't catch Pokemon in real life. Like you could catch like animals. It's not really the same, you know? Beyblade, you could buy Beyblades, but they weren't like super late in the anime. You could do a bunch for the Beyblade in the anime. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like the closest you can get, you know, where you could just like play a card game. You know, it would be, to make it more realistic, it would be cool if you had a 3D. But anyway, I digress. I'm going on a tangent. It's fucked up how he passed away, but he died a hero and he left a really amazing legacy behind. So shout out to him.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never been much of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Never really enjoyed the anime, but it was the mobile game that you put me onto, and I definitely enjoyed the hell out of that game. And Yu-Gi-Oh definitely has like some really like cool moments that were just trending that I've seen, like the that one you told me about, where like he's just doing the damage on the opponent after he like zero health, and he just keeps drawing cards and it keeps doing more
Hmm.
and more damage and shit. They just have like a lot of cool savage moments like that. And I
Jesus
know
Christ, did
like
he murder him?
what happened?
Did he fucking murder him?
Nah,
Like, he
you
died.
don't like die like that, but he was getting hurt. He was getting hurt. Like that man would just
Yeah,
get
I'll fucking go into hiding if a nigga put me below zero.
Yeah,
In
push
this
it was a
said
tournament?
really
fuck the rules. I'm
Damn.
getting to negative health. Like that man just kept going.
Where's the referee? Niggas didn't hold him back.
That nigga was watching like, damn, bro, this even allowed? But yeah, that shit was crazy. Rest in peace to him. He died a hero, and at least he can die knowing that he inspired many kids and that he has a legacy. Like Yu-Gi-Oh's gonna be out here for years and years to come.
Facts.
exactly. Like there's a lot of hype moments in Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of really memorable moments. Like I said, I was watching the tournaments on YouTube and I remember watching one like I wish I could find it. Like I don't know, I gotta try, but there was this one tournament where this dude had like zero life points and fucking usually when you hit zero life points, that's it. That's the game. You lost. But he had like this one card where it's like, oh, as long as this card's on the field, you could still keep playing the game. Like you have to kill the card and have zero life points, and then you can win.
Uh huh.
And I think he ended up winning that game. I don't remember if he ended up winning that game or not. The dude with the zero life points. I think
Uh
he
huh.
ended up winning, but that's just like one of the hype moments you could have, just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it make it just like the anime, like oh, the heart of the cards, the lucky draw, shit like that.
Yeah, that's some real crazy shit.
Yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments be going crazy when they're done right.
Yeah.
But also, this isn't technically anime related, but another hero did end up passing. Jason David Frank. If you don't know him, he played the Power Ranger, the Green. He played a couple different Power Rangers, right? Some of you may know him from the original one, is the green one. That's like the very first Power Rangers that came out. He played these other
Hmm.
Rangers too. Um, yeah, he passed away. It's messed up. I woke up and I noticed this on like November 20th. I'm not sure when he really did pass, but I noticed all the tweets on the 20th and stuff. And I grew up with Power Rangers. My mom grew up with fucking Power Rangers, and
Mhm.
she loves Power Rangers. Probably where I get my love from. I don't know, but yeah, me and my brothers, we fucking love Power Rangers. We'd watch so many different ones, like the Ninja one, the Dinosaur one. We had that shit on DVD. We were not fucking around. We had the Game
Damn.
PS2. We were not
Hey,
fucking around with Power Rangers. We dressed up as them as Halloween fucking one time. Like we did not fuck around with Power Rangers, bro. Like that shit was lit.
Power Rangers. What color were you?
Of course the red one, because red has always been my favorite color. But yeah, he played a couple one. I think this is the turbo one. I think I had it the car one. If this is the car one, I had this shit on VHS and I would watch
Mm.
that shit crazy. Like for you kids probably don't even know what a VHS tape is, but
Not
you'd watch it and that show was good. That show was good. Fucking even growing up, like I still kind of like kept up with it a little bit. Like I remember when the samurai one dropped, I was like definitely older at the time. Like I was in my
yeah.
teens, but even then, I would like I'd watch some episodes. Like I was invested. I was like, okay, let me see what they're doing. They'd have those collabs when they all meet up and shit. Like all the Power Rangers from all the series, and they go to war like on
Yeah.
some Endgame
That was
shit.
the original end game right there. Let me tell you, the
No bullshit.
original tie-in, get everybody together. Like, oh look, it's him. Oh look, it's him. That was the original right there. That shit was wild.
Hmm. Yeah, and then a lot of people on Twitter were posting their stuff. He was also a karate mentor, so a lot of his students are saying, "Oh my God, rest in peace, Master Frank. Rest in peace." People who saw him at conventions, posting pictures of him at conventions and how nice he was. He met Stan Lee. Stan Lee was a fan of Jason David Frank. He loved the Green Ranger. He was like, "Oh, you're my favorite Ranger." Like I can't find the video now, but you could
That's a
look it
flex.
up.
Imagine Stan Lee being a fan of you, my nigga. That's crazy.
Right.
Right. He came to like he had a panel and then Stan Lee came to his panel. He was like, "Yeah, I just want to make sure you're doing good. Like they're treating you right because you're my dude."
Bro, I would have been like, bro, can they be part of Marvel? Like, can Power Rangers be canon in Marvel? That's what that would have been my only
I think they
question.
are. There's some
Oh my god,
comics
are
for them.
they?
Nah, chill.
Yo, because if they are, there's a lot of stuff canon in Marvel. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, Stranger Things is canon in Marvel. Attack on Titan
Right.
canon in Marvel. Like, there's a lot of strange shit there. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, just wanted to share that. So rest in peace, Jason. Rest in peace, Kazuki.
Rest in
You
peace.
two will
Rest
both
in
be
peace.
missed. Great legacies they left behind. With our respects being paid, we shall continue on the line of anime talk.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Bleach. Let's talk about Bleach. It's the new anime that came out. It's hot. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, Bleach, like they came back. I would say that right now, out of like the big three, Bleach is that guy. Like they are number one for me right now. It used to be One Piece. Right now it's just Bleach. Because let me just say one thing, right? Not even before we get into the story or anything, the quality that Bleach came back with was the
Oh,
most
top tier.
respect they could have ever done to their fans. Like they love their fans, they respect their fans because they could have came back with just anything and people would have taken it. They came back with A1 perfect movie quality. Like every time I load up a new episode, I can't believe it. I'm waiting for the quality to go down. Because what I'm used to. I'm used to like them doing
You
like
sound waiting for the quality to go
bro, because
down.
that's what
What
you
type
get
of
used to. Like you watch
expectation?
One Piece and shit, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they'll
Mm-hmm.
like they'll over animate it for like the fight scenes, like these real cool lit moments. But then after that, it'll just be basic boring shit, right? It'll be just
Oh
regular
yeah.
animation. But Bleach, 100%. The animation is always at 100 fucking percent. The soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal. They like basically kept the original one, but you can tell that they upgraded it here and there. Like they added a few new things. Like it is just
Right.
beautiful. And the story started off amazing. I was so worried that when Bleach came back, we were gonna do like 3, 4 episodes of like catching everybody up, making sure everybody knows who's who, what powers we got, all this
Right.
weird
No
shit.
cap.
No.
Nah, these niggas like, if you don't know Bleach, you don't fucking get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they said, if you did not watch the shit before, if you're not caught up, then we don't know what you're doing here because we're right in it, bro. We're right in it. From episode one, it is nothing but fucking action and lore, and it does not stop. Like Bleach is just going crazy right now. Highly recommend. If you haven't started watching Bleach, please start watching Bleach. Go on the websites and find out which episodes are filler so you can skip it and catch up because Bleach is back, bro. It is back.
Yeah, please skip the filler. This is a little side note tangent, but fucking this dude at my work, and he's like, "Oh, I never skip the filler," and he actually
I
has
never
my
took the
the
filler. I
fucking
used to be
skip
lit
the
back in
filler.
the
What are y'all
day.
doing? What are y'all doing? But anyway, back to Bleach. Yes, Bleach is peak, like Edwin said. I'm more excited for the new Bleach episodes. I don't even watch the new One Piece episodes. I've been stopped watching the new One Piece episodes.
Same.
I mean, we're both caught up on the manga, so it's not like we gave up on that shit. Like we're reading the manga, we're caught up. But it's just like the anime, they're messing around. There's really no need to watch it, really. We're just
Let's
waiting
just
for.
call what it is. Terrible pasting. One Piece has terrible pasting, and after like 10 episodes of that,
Yeah.
you get sick of it. You get sick of it. All right.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you can't blame them because they're very close to the manga. They're trying not to catch up or whatever. But going from One Piece to Bleach, you can tell the difference in pasting and just the quality is so different.
So I did see some interesting facts about Bleach. Like when people talk about Bleach, they always talk about how they be respecting some cultures. I had no idea, but like the entire like Waco Mundo arc, like all that is like Spanish themed. It's like Spanish themed music and
Oh yeah, I remember
everything.
that.
Even like the Hollows and the Ronkars, like it was like an entire Spanish theme for like that arc, basically. And they're
Yeah,
doing
you
the
never knew
same.
that?
I had no idea. And they're doing the same thing with this arc, except instead of focusing like a Spanish theme, it's like a German theme. Even their abilities,
Ah,
um, like the Quincy's, they have a. All right, this is some Bleach spoilers. So if you don't want to hear it, fucking keep it
skip
pushing, I
ahead.
guess. Um, yeah. So the Quincy's pull up on them, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, we also have a Bonkai, but we don't call it Bonkai. They call it." I don't know how to pronounce this at all, so I know I'm gonna get
Yeah,
flamed.
real crazy
But like,
name.
yeah, some German stuff like the Volstandig. I don't know how to say it, but that's like how I have it written. Um, but yeah, all their Quincy's techniques and the Quincy's weapons, they're all named using like the German language. I thought that was cool.
Hmm.
Um, the fights, they're going in. The animation looks great. Like I didn't said, I'm glad they didn't do any recaps. I'm glad the animation budget didn't dip at all. If anything, it's getting better with every episode, to be honest.
It really is. It really is.
Um, yeah, they had all the captains do their Bonkai that one episode. That looked really nice. My only complaint with the anime, really, let's just get into the complaints. My only complaint is it was a strong start, but it also wasn't a strong start because what I mean by that is like the animation, everything started out good, but like the captains are getting their shit ragged, bro. Like they're not the Soul Society, they're the Sorry Society, bro. Like these guys were just getting chopped, and it's like I just don't understand. Like these were the captains, they were dumb. They were dumb. That's what they were built up as.
Yeah, but like I agree with you like at first, but then like the last two episodes, like they kind of addressed that point within the anime. Like the main bad guy was like talking about like, oh yeah, like this isn't your 13 captains. Like your 13 captains died like 100 years ago with me because these niggas are like sorry as fuck. None of them can like keep up with your own niggas. And he makes a point of saying like after the war with the Quincy, the Soul Society basically like lived in peace. They stopped training, they stopped like trying hard. They basically like gave in to the peace ideology and they started relaxing. So that's why their new generation of captain is nowhere near as powerful as their old generation because they had no threats. They had no actual like goals to work forward to. They just had to be strong enough to get a Bonkai and then they called it a day. Right. Meanwhile, the Quincy's, from what we know, have just been working and working and working on getting stronger to get their fucking revenge on these niggas. So they come back, they're gonna fucking wipe the captains that have been doing nothing but drinking tea all day. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it makes sense, but I also agree with you. Like, most of them are like sorry as fuck right now. They're getting dragged, and they did Kenpachi dirty. They
I
literally
wouldn't say that.
beat
I
in
said they
my
did them justice.
nah, I did him dirty, bro. Because in my opinion, Kenpachi's the strongest captain, right? Even
Mm,
on top of the old man,
mm.
Kenpachi's the strongest
No, I
captain
didn't say that.
and they beat him off screen. They literally beat this nigga off screen. You don't even get to see the fucking fight or anything. And the reason why I say he's the strongest captain is because we've seen him do some real crazy shit, literally fight the strongest fucking characters, and this nigga doesn't even know his sword's name. He doesn't even have his fucking Bonkai. He always goes in fucking holding back half of his power with his eye patch. He's a menace. And then they beat him off screen. That's my only complaint. Like, we should have seen him fight.
Well, he was
Nah, that's all
definitely
we need to see. That's all we need to see. Honestly, I just tell us enough. Like, damn, even the craziest nigga that they got Can't withstand the Quincy's.
Hmm.
It's a small statement.
It's a small statement, but they could have did him a little bit, like a 2 minute fight scene, him getting hit. I don't know, something. Because you go from him carrying three of the Quincy's on his shoulder to being carried on his shoulder is crazy.
Right.
I mean, hey, he did
I
more
definitely
than the other
fact.
captains. That's all. That's why I'm proud of him still.
Yeah,
Um. Oh, for your point earlier, yeah, you was talking about, oh, they didn't like train, whatever. I feel like that was true in the beginning. Like, yeah, they took it easy, but then the Bleach anime started, and then they did all this crazy thing. So I feel like they should be like up there now, because like
but
they
even during that crazy shit, they were getting low key dragged. Like they were
exactly,
getting
and then they overcame it, so they should be
barely.
up there. They should be there.
If you think about it, like they really lost that fight. They only won because of Ichigo, but the captains
Oh
themselves,
shit.
they lost that fight.
Oh no, you
I
spin right now.
wasn't for Ichigo.
You're right.
So like at the end of the day, the Soul Society just isn't what it used to be.
Oh my God, my childhood.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you
that's why
for
I'm
that.
excited too. Like this is a great way to start an arc, especially after years of being away. Because if you think about it, like you just said, they overcame the last obstacle, and then they're gone for years. You're thinking these niggas are still nice as fuck, and then you come back just to see them get their ass beat. Now I'm super excited to see like what can they do? How are they going to get out of the situation? Like it's been a really long time when I've watched the anime and haven't been able to like just predict the plot because it's like some basic anime shit like, oh yeah, then this nigga's gonna come in, save the day, blah blah blah. Like I feel like it's been like that for a while, but now Bleach has me on the edge of my seat. Like I genuinely don't know what to expect next, what you fucking think, who to fucking trust. Like it is just crazy.
Ichigo's gonna get there. Apparently, he's gonna figure this shit out.
Oh, when is
I
he
don't
gonna
know
figure it?
how. Weapon?
Watch the next episode. Watch the next episode. You gotta
Yeah,
watch it.
no. They don't mind me shut up.
You gotta watch it. I thought Ichigo was gonna get there, my nigga. He got there. He got there. He
For
got
me,
there.
I just thought, um, well, I think I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no, no, no. Edwin brought up a good point earlier. He said that they're not cliche with it. I thought he was gonna break out of that barrier. He gets trapped in a barrier. I'm thinking he's gonna get angry and break out. Maybe on some cliche shit. I don't know, you get mad. But he
Power from
never breaks out of that shit. Yeah, the power of friendship. He never breaks out of that shit. Fucking the other dude had to come and open that shit for him too. So like, it's really no cliche bullshit. I thought Aizen was like fucking. Bro, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. They got a lot of crazy shit. That's all I can say. Like, they're good with the plot twist. It's not cliche at all. If you didn't tap in,
mm-hmm,
tap in.
mm-hmm. And a lot of disrespectful moments too. I'll add that right there. They have a lot of disrespectful moments already, and they got like 6 episodes in.
They're eating good. You guys got anything else for this Bleach?
Not for Bleach. Think I'm good. Any other animes you
Yeah.
Okay, on a tiny side note, more JoJo episodes. They come out December 1st. This is going to be
recommend?
episodes 25 to 38. These are going to be the last episodes. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're
Damn,
going to be the last episodes. Um, what is it, part six that we're on?
part 6.
Yep. So, yep, the final bit of part six episodes come out December 1st. That's right around the corner. So definitely look out for that.
Yeah, I need to
Uh,
catch up.
yeah, yeah, we definitely gotta get on
Ver.
top of our stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, Real quick, I'll go on a little Mob Psycho rant. I'm caught up with Mob Psycho. This rant is not gonna have any spoilers. It's only gonna have spoilers for episode one, but fucking after episode, it's only episode one. That's it. So if you guys want to fast forward or whatever, that's up to you. But anyway, Mob Psycho, that shit is peak fiction. I'm so glad Mob Psycho is back. Oh wait, I actually had a little thing for this. Where did I put it? Mob Psycho, it's back. They're lit. They got a new opening. I love their opening. If you guys didn't know, they have their own choir called like I think it's called the Mob Choir, if I'm not sure. Mob Psycho Choir, something like that. But they have their own people who do the music. And I love their fucking new opening. I love all of their openings, their bangers. The animation,
Oh.
fucking S tier. It's fucking perfect. Like I was not worried about animation for this new season. I already know it's gonna be good, and it's fucking good. Um, and yeah, let me just get into it real quick because it's just really good. Uh, you got the you got a bunch of characters coming back. I know it's really easy to get caught up in like the fights for the anime. Like, when people see Mob Psycho, all they do is share the fight scenes. Like, oh, look at this fight scene, look at that fight scene, look at this AMV with the fight scene. And I definitely got caught up in that mentality of like the fights where I was just ready for fights. And they do have fights this season. Like, obviously, it's Mob Psycho, the creator of One Punch Man. They're gonna be fucking boxing. They have amazing fights, but you also forget it's not about the fights, it's also about the characters and their story. Like, just episode one alone was fucking really good. You had Mob, he's worried about like his future. They're doing like career day at like school. They're like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I believe Mob's in middle school. He's not in high school. He's in middle school, okay? So, it's a little early to be thinking about this stuff, but it's whatever. So, he doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up, but all his other friends and whatever, they're like, yo, you could do whatever. Like, you have so much power. You're that guy. You're that guy. But
Right.
that's not how Mob sees himself. He's like, yeah, I have power, but like, he's already been like told not to like abuse that shit. Like, he already believes in not abusing it to hurt people and shit like that. Because his master, Rain, uh, so he talked to him about that shit. And B, he thinks that's like easy mode, like it's just fucking cheating. It's not right. Like if you're playing on easy mode, why play the game at all?
Hmm.
And I definitely respect that. I definitely respect that. How the power doesn't solve all his problems. Like literally, it's the third season. There have been so many times when Mob's been backed into a wall or a corner. He didn't know what to do, and someone else had to save him. Even his own master, who doesn't have any powers, he constantly saves him. He constantly gives him advice. Season one, he like subconsciously gave his master his powers for a bit. That shit was dope. But yeah, just because Mob's powerful, it doesn't mean shit. Like it's not gonna solve all his problems. He doesn't even know what he wants to be when he grows up, but
Hmm.
everybody else has
Right.
it figured out. He's like, oh, I think I'm gonna like, do the news. I think I'm gonna be a writer, be an actor. And he's like, damn, everybody knows what they want to do. I don't know what I want to do. And then he asks his master. He's like, hey, why'd you start up this business of like the ghost hunting and whatever? And you don't find out till like at the end of the episode. But then he's like, yeah, let me be real with you. Like, I got bored on my old job. I started this shit on a whim. And now that I think about it, when I started this job, that's when I like met you for the first time as a kid. And he actually loves this job now. Like I've heard, like he started it because he was bored, but now he actually does love what he does. He takes
Hmm.
care of Mob from time to time, and he basically tells him like, you can change your future whenever you want to. It's never too late to change your future, and whatever you decide to do, just make sure you're having fun with it. And he was like, damn, thanks, sensei. I might not stay at this store forever because I don't want to stay in one place and, be the same person. So, like, in the future, I might dip. And he's like, yeah, if you want to dip, you could dip. You could do that. And just that was all in the first episode. And it was just so fucking beautiful to me. Like,
I remember that shit. Yeah.
like the first episode of season three, it was all just so fucking beautiful. It fucking hit home. And I just got to remind people, like, yo, it's not just about the fights. Like, their jokes, their character development is fucking top fucking tier. So do not
Hmm.
sleep on Mob Psycho because the messages they have in every single season and the lessons you can take away, they're so fucking good. So if you guys haven't seen the Mob Psycho fans, definitely check it out. And like I said, the fights are good too. The messages are good, and the fights are S tier. So just go check it out. How to go on that little rant.
I'm definitely.
Um, and we'll move on from that. Let's see. Oh yeah. We could talk a little bit about this Blue Lock. I should have a trailer for it. Yep. Blue Lock is out. I think we're like 7, 8 episodes in, 6 or 7 episodes in. It's a soccer anime. Yes, that's right, soccer. Me personally, I'm caught up. Uh, this is my first ever sports anime. Like, I do not watch sports anime. This is my first. I don't even watch like sport anime clips.
Neither do I.
I watch a couple.
Yeah, yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. They be having some good clips on TikTok, all right? And I watched that swimming one, free, and I think I watched. Actually, no, yeah, I just watched that one. And then there was that one soccer anime game that me and Monty had, and we even streamed it like once or twice on our Twitch.
Oh yeah,
That
the
trash ass soccer game. I
no,
remember
it was really good.
Ah,
Captain Tsubasa. Captain
yeah,
Tsubasa. I don't know if that's the name of the anime, but that's the name of the game.
great
But
game, nice and intuitive. But nah, this anime though, this anime's dope.
yeah, so quick little, synopsis with this anime right here. Basically, it's a soccer anime. They trap like the 300 best like soccer players in like this little tournament type room game thing where they all have a rank. Somebody's number one, somebody's like number 300, and they all got to compete to move up the ranks, and whoever wins can be the best striker in the world to be on the professional Japanese soccer team. And if you lose, then that's the end of your soccer career.
Mm-hmm. To be a little bit
Damn,
more,
like
to be a little bit
period.
Yeah, so like
Uh,
literally, like if you get kicked out of the school or like if you just quit or whatever, like that dude right there with the glasses, he makes it so no other team in Japan can ever hire you. Like you'll have to go out of the country if you ever want to play soccer again. Like it's done. You'll never play soccer again. Yeah, but you got to choose to join though. Like in the beginning, they make it so it's like, yo, either you can choose to come in or you can walk out and always be a little bitch. And then everybody was like, nah, I'm trying to be number one.
Soccer sucks. I don't like that.
Yeah, soccer's not
I
my
don't like that
favorite
shit.
sport. I don't fuck with sports in general, really. It's soccer, let alone. But I would say soccer is definitely one of the ones that, in my opinion, looks like it takes one of the most skills, like just kicking the ball and shit, moving all that shit with your feet, going
It
fast.
does.
Like I can never do that shit. So I definitely got respect for people that do it. And this anime definitely makes it more interesting. You know, they have all the interesting story developings and shit, and they make you see like how these niggas are gonna actually keep pushing each other forward. And you know, they're on the same team, but at the same time they're also competing against each other. So it's like, damn, can you really trust them that much? Or should I just work by myself and just worry about myself?
You're right.
That's the dilemma he's always going through.
like I said, I'm caught up. I don't really like sports anime, but for some reason, this anime got me hype. I was watching their last match, and they was going off. They was going off. Because of this anime, I might actually give more sports anime a chance. Might have to put on that Kuroko no basketball, or yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the basketball one before I watch some volleyball shit. Nah, you might have to miss me with that haiku.
Basketball. I don't know. The high
Yeah,
school seems pretty lit.
yeah. No, I don't care.
You seem pretty lit. I think you fucking with this one, and then you want to go for the basketball one because they're like the closest thing to action. You know, they got like the action
Exactly.
animation. They got like the little abilities and shit. Like it's basically action anime, but with sports.
Yep. The Blue Lock, that's out. It's lit. 7 episodes out. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Uh, Blue Lock's out. We also got Spy X Family. Um, I think I might be 1 episode behind on Spy X Family, but it's good. Like, not even up for debate. It's more the same. Not in a bad way, but
It's
Spy X
good.
Family is good.
It's good to relax. Good to relax.
Yeah. When you're trying to unwind, just watch some slice of life type. And then Chainsaw Man's out. So we all have different opinions on Chainsaw Man. Look, me personally, I'm not liking this Chainsaw Man. I think, like, not that it's bad, but like niggas were hyping this anime up so
Oh,
much.
so
Like
much.
I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna change my life, and then like, so kind of my fault, like, oh, giving into the hype, but the way y'all was talking about it was like it was gonna be crazy. And then I'm watching it, I'm all caught up, and I'm like, this is when does it get good? Like this shit is so boring.
Hmm.
But I mean, how are y'all feeling about it?
And then you want to go first?
It's not Jujutsu Kaisen level.
Look at that. Like, how are you already gonna start with that? Like,
I'm
That's
sorry.
a
I'm
hot
sorry.
ass take.
Like I should. I don't know nothing about Jujutsu Kaisen um or the other anime, but it's just the fact that Jujutsu Kaisen came out first. Story banger, fight banger. This anime fights banger, but the characters are very odd. Way too fucking odd. I do not like the characters at all. That's
Y-
mainly my complaint off of it. Besides that, the show is okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it. I just feel like I don't know. I was just expecting a little bit more. Like the main character, he's like into ass and titties, and people are just like playing into that. And that's fine because not every
Right.
anime has to be. At first I was happy because I was like, oh, thank God he doesn't want to become the Wizard King or the number one hero. Thank fucking God. You feel me?
mhm.
But just him liking ass and titties for like the entire series, I don't know how well that's gonna play off, bro. I don't know how well that's gonna play off.
All right, well, it's not
I
for the
think it's
entire.
more of because the dog fused into him, and that's why he's acting like that.
I
That's
Nah.
what
doubt it. I
I'm
don't think that's
assuming.
it. I don't think that's it.
So I feel like y'all both just didn't watch the first episode or anything, but this nigga is basically like he's not even a person, bro. Like his entire like life, he's been nothing but property to other people. Like he's never had parents and shit. He's just been fucking essentially like a slave, just working for like other people and shit. He like if you see where he grew up, it's like a shitty ass fucking shed with literally nothing in there. He barely fucking eats, and when he does eat, it's just like he's eating out of the garbage and shit. So it's like the beginning that you're seeing from him is essentially him becoming his own person. Like he doesn't have any motivations, any dreams or anything like that. So that's why the ones that he does get early on, like, oh, I want to eat some toast with jam or I want to like touch some breasts and titties. That's because he's learning like what the world is. He's learning like what he really wants for the first time. And they're gonna seem childish because he's never really had a childhood. So like you can't expect him to just be this super mature adult that wants these great ambitions and all this other shit. Like he's discovering himself for the first time, right? And then as for the anime and like the story itself, I will say it does pick up. Like I read the manga and shit. That shit picks the fuck up. It gets really fucking crazy. And one thing I'll tell you is that you're never gonna meet a chainsaw person, like a chainsaw fan that read the manga to completion and that they're happy. Like these niggas are depressed. And we're depressed for a good reason because this anime is fucked up, it's twisted, and it just fucks with you and fucks with you and fucks with you. So I will say, give it a chance. It's a slow start, but when it picks up, it picks up. You just got to keep pushing with it, And you got to remember that not every anime is like Jujutsu Kaisen. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is kind of a curse on the community now because
Big
everybody's
time.
like expecting every anime to be like Jujutsu Kaisen, where it just picks up with crazy action, crazy story, and it's just always at 100%. Like even in the manga, Jujutsu Kaisen, it's always at 100%. Like it never really slows down. It's always action after action after action and big story development. But not every anime is like that. Some animes require you to, start off slowly so you can really get a grasp of all the characters, all the world building, all the lore. And they got to start off slow, slow, slow. And then it picks up as, the series progresses. So you just got to give it a chance and, try to stick through it with it a little bit.
I definitely do think there is truth in what Edwin's saying. He said he read the manga and it picks up later. I don't doubt that. I mean, the fan base for this anime is huge. So, like,
Humongous.
obviously, it's like good. Right now, it's just like Edwin says, a slow start. We're waiting for these episodes weekly. Like, I don't want to read the manga. Like, I want to watch the anime. So we're waiting for these episodes weekly. It's coming at a snail's pace. I guess for me, like, my thing is. Like it's just hard for me to connect with the character, to, like attach to it, because like I know I was roasting it earlier, like oh he doesn't want to be the Wizard King, thank God, but it kind of gives you a feel for the character. You know what they're working towards. Like for with him, I feel like it's something new every day. It's just a rough start. It's just a rough start, basically. Like hopefully it picks up soon. Definitely stick with it. I'm not gonna tell anybody to drop this shit. Definitely stick with it. But right now, I just think it's a really rough start. Like.
Mm. Yeah, but like I said earlier, like his ambitions are always going to change because he doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't want one thing. Like I said, he's finally his own person. He's finally discovering like the world for itself. So like his shit's always going to be changing. He's always going to want new shit. But eventually, you're going to see that he's going to have like one mindset and that he's going to like stick to one specific thing. But I can't get into it because spoilers, obviously. But just for now, just know that this character will be very childish, very extreme at times, and just a little annoying at first. I'm not gonna lie, because he is kind of annoying. Obviously, he's very annoying to me the first time I was reading this shit. But stick through it, and you'll appreciate it.
And just another thing that came to my head. I feel like the world building is like so slow and like just so fucking random. Like in Jujutsu Kaisen, the first couple of episodes, you're introduced to the curses, you're introduced to their society, you learn about
Hmm
the ranks of the curses and like how strong each rank is. Like you get so much information and it fucking works. But then Chainsaw Man, they don't really give you anything. They're like and if they do give you something, it's like random and it's just a little bit. Like
Here's
they're
my
like
question:
they're
what else do you need to know about Chainsaw Man? Like, what questions have
like
they really left you with that aren't being already like set up slowly?
right now, I know they introduced devils into the world. Like there's like, oh yeah, there's devils everywhere, and like some work for the public, and some are just like created if they believed in it, if they believe in it enough. Kind
Hmm
of reminds me of like that supernatural episode, which I really did like the idea. But anyway, and then they introduced this new gun devil. Because first um what's her name, Makima, the officer, whatever, she was like, yo, I want you to kill this devil, and then he does that shit. He's like smooth, and then she's like, all right, now I really want you to kill the gun devil, like they said in the trailer. Now that's like the big bad ultimate boss. That's who we want.
hmm
And now they're focusing on that shit right now, and I'm like, I don't know. It's
You
like they're throwing a lot, but they're
to
not
answer your own
throwing.
question, they're focusing on the gun devil. That's what they're doing.
But how long are they gonna focus? Like, I thought the devil they were focusing on was gonna be crazy. It seemed like they overhyped it. Now we're focusing on the gun devil. I hope
Because
this
you
one
got
is
to
not gonna
remember
be
what they
overhyped.
said earlier is how the devil's power is based on how much people fear it. So, like, what the first thing he fought was with like the bat devil or some shit. Ain't nobody is scared of a fucking bat, so he beat that shit pretty easily. It wasn't gonna be like a 5 episode fight. It was a like 1 to 2 episode fight. It was a fucking bat. And then we did like this other thing just now when it was like they were trapped in the hotel and shit. That was mostly because of an illusion and shit. Like that took a little while because that devil had a piece of the gun devil inside of it, so it was stronger. But like the gun devil is gonna be it's basically an arc. Like it's literally an arc because a lot of people are afraid of guns. People are afraid of getting shot. People are afraid of like school shootings. People are afraid of like war and shit. The gun devil is like a pretty big thing in this world. I can't get into too much. I don't want to spoil it. But you even saw in I forgot that nigga's name, the one that he moves in with, that nigga, the side character in his childhood, how he was chilling with his brother and shit, and then the gun devil blew away his entire fucking property, and you don't even get to see what the devil looks like. You just see that he blew away the entire fucking land just with whatever fucking thing he did. So like it's gonna be an arc. It's gonna take a while. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely give you the answers there. But another thing I would say is that there's a lot of red herrings in this anime, and just don't believe everything that they're throwing at you. Like don't think like, oh, just because they're trying to do this, that this devil or whatever, that's the end game. Like you have no idea what the end game is. You have no idea what they're really setting up. Just trust me that it's gonna be crazy.
That we'll definitely have to take your word for it. Um, yeah, you already know on this podcast we just like to talk about the episodes, voice our concerns, voice our opinions. But new Chainsaw Man's out. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Are you fucking with the new Chainsaw Man episodes? Do you think it's starting slow? Do you think they're doing the damn thing? Just let
Hmm
us know. Just let us know.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers if you can down there.
And
But yep, so that is Chainsaw Man. That's some peak. Now let's talk about some garbage real quick. Look, I'm gonna make this shit quick.
I put it
All right.
full screen. I didn't really see it. Put that shit full
No, no,
screen.
nah. So look,
Hey, this thing 3 seasons into this shit.
somebody at my job told me to watch this. He said, "Hey, yo, it's High School DxD, like their demons and their boxing, and I was like, oh, okay, I love High School DxD because they actually had a really good story and they had really good fucking powers and a power system, and I was fucking with
Boost.
it. I
Mhm.
was fucking with the boost. I was fucking with all of that shit. The chess pieces, how they're all chess pieces. I was
Mhm.
fucking with that shit. And I
Oh,
was
they
like,
were.
I bet it's like that. Let me watch it. This shit is nothing like that. Do not watch this anime. I'm not even recommending it. I'm just saying, hey, I'm
Just,
watching it so you can avoid this shit. 3 seasons in. Third season, like there is some more action. Like they're training, they're getting their powers, they're developing their powers, they're getting lit this season. They're doing like their final training, final exams, and it's like they were training for their final exams, so everybody's doing their powers and getting their shit together.
Mhm.
But even then, yeah, don't watch the Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. I wouldn't recommend it. I got tricked into watching it, but I just had to let y'all know.
So, like, is he human?
So he's a human and he goes to the demon world because like his parents don't fuck with him, so they sell him to like a demon.
That's
And
funny
then
as
the
fuck.
yeah, and then the demon's like, I bet I bought you from like your parents, so now I'm gonna have you be my grandson, basically. And then he sends him to school, and then yeah, if anybody finds out he's a human, they're gonna like kill him. So he just goes to the school and he tries to do his thing.
That's more like Rosario plus vampire, if anything.
It is, but it's not that ecche. He doesn't get no girls.
Shit, they don't make ecchi anime how they used to, anyways.
Thank God. And Rosario plus Vampire, that's another thing. I heard that like the anime was like mad ecchi. I always thought it was ecchi anime, but it's like has a really good story, has like some good writing, I heard. So I gotta read the
Yeah,
manga. Like the manga is very different to the anime.
it gets really deep apparently,
Yeah,
and that's like family dynamics and shit, which is not something you would expect from an ecchi anime. But like you said, it's very different in the manga.
yeah,
Also, it's better pay us. What the hell? That was just an ad to play on our channel.
right. Well, on this dude's. But yeah,
Uh,
let me get this stuff off the screen. Let me not even replay it. I'm not even gonna replay it. Yep, that's your Kun. Don't watch it. And if you are watching it, let me know how you feel about it down below. You fucking with the new powers he got? The new powers anybody got? Let me know. Let me know.
so the high
Got caught up.
schoolers, like, what are they working for?
Like they have spells, but like they have to like because there's like a ranking system, and like the highest rank is like Demon King, whatever.
Mm,
So they're all like working towards that, and that's why they're all at school
huh?
because all their
It's so
parents are like top tier demons, and now they're like, I gotta make my kids top tier demons too.
yeah, no, that sounds trash.
Yeah, it's not that good, but that's where we are.
Wild, wild. Damn, so Antonio, I think has not said anything.
Yeah, I ain't caught up with any of that shit, honestly.
Yeah,
Shit.
there's
Just
a lot of
listening.
yeah, so I think we could call it there for the anime section. The anime section was like mostly me, and Edwin. So yeah, hold on to me.
What next?
Let's see. First, let me get this.
It was
All
like
right.
for a moment to hop in, but I didn't see any opportunity. I was like, okay, I'll wait my turn.
All right, let's move on to the Marvel stuff. I don't have a bunch on my notes for Marvel stuff, but let me get this off my chest. Disney Plus. I hate the Disney Plus app. The UI is fucking terrible. It's so hard to access things and move around on the app. It's like buggy as hell.
It is buggy. Like some of the apps, like I'll go on a movie and it wouldn't even like load. It was be loading the entire time.
And
I
if
had to
you
like
want to
restart the entire app.
exactly, if you want to fast forward or rewind, God forbid you want to do that, bro, because it will just
Oh, it's complicated shit. Yeah.
yeah, it literally either start freezing or sometimes the bars they don't go away, so I have to exit it completely and then come back into it. Like fucking hate Disney Plus, bro. Like Netflix has such a good UI, and then you got people like Disney and fucking Amazon with
Mm.
their Amazon Video, whatever, and their UI is fucking bad too.
They don't offer subtitles on all platforms. So, like, I'll be on my smart TV and they don't got the subtitles on that shit. But then they
What?
have it on. Yeah,
Nah, it's crazy.
yeah, and that if I can even log in, I can't even log in half of the time.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that because we were talking about that earlier. Um,
Mm,
when you log in, it says you could type in the code on your phone. You can type it in 50 times on your phone and it won't work. Like legit, on Thanksgiving, I tried to sign in and I entered 30 codes on my phone and I just said, fuck it, opened up my laptop and did it. And then it worked automatically on my laptop and I was so heated.
mm. I've been trying to sign in for a month, still can't do it. Been watching Disney Plus on my phone.
So Disney Plus, please get your shit together. Like if you
Oh,
guys are gonna have
money.
a streaming service, like get it together, make sure it's good. And then so yeah, just had to roast Disney for that. And finally, for the Marvel stuff, Black Panther, it ended Phase 4. That was the final movie of Phase 4. I did see Black Panther. Uh, it was alright. It was alright.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I really remember, like that really stood out to me was like they had really bad transitions between some scenes. Like
Mm-hmm.
people always roast Star Wars in their movies because they have like I don't know this weird they call it slideshow transitions like fucking they'll do the clockwise thing and like take over the screen. I can't explain it, but if you've seen a Star Wars movie, you know what I'm talking about. Like their transitions aren't the best, but they never bothered me. Like I never it never Star Wars never bothered me.
Because
Um
one, they came out like mad, like those are old school ass movies. People talk about like the old,
yeah.
but the new ones still do it too. And
Oh,
it's like fuck with that because it's like keep homage to it.
yeah, yeah, definitely keep it. Like Star Wars never bothered me, but I know people say Star Wars, but if nobody talks about this shit for fucking Black Panther, I'm gonna be heated because all of their transitions or most of them were fucking bad and they made no sense. There was one where one of the characters are thrown into the river and then she came up gasping for air and then she started screaming and then they transitioned her screaming in the river and it was nighttime. So nighttime, and she's in the river, and then it transitioned to morning, and she's not in the river. It was just a lot of bad transitions in general. It was really, really
Mm,
hard to watch, really distracting.
pretty,
Um,
not bad.
for Phase 4, I don't think it was Marvel's like best movie of Phase 4. Like I don't know, me
Nah,
personally, I don't know.
it's really
What's your
not.
favorite movie for Phase 4?
Spider
Like I'm
Man.
Spider-Man.
Besides Spider Man movie, nothing really was exciting.
It's between Spider
Right.
Man and Shang Chi,
Yeah, I was
and
about
the
to
only
say
reason
like them
Spider
two
Man,
shit.
yeah, the reason Spider Man's gonna win is because of this, the nostalgia, and it's Spider Man. Like, how can you not? Spider Man. The nigga's on screen. You're not gonna stop watching.
Like
True,
Spider
true.
Man was a money grab. Like they needed to hype that shit up. Like, all right, let's make a good movie so we can shit out all these other shit, have money to produce all this other shit to build up the next money grab. They
Mhm.
already have plans for the next fucking Avengers movie for the King Dynasty.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I'll definitely say that Phase 4 wasn't like as strong as Phase 3 and shit. But you got to remember, like, Phase 3 had so much build up. It had Endgame, it had Infinity War. Like, it's really unfair to even try to compare it to Phase 3, even though that's what everybody's gonna always do. And then I really hate hearing like, oh, Marvel's falling off, Marvel's dying, this and that shit. Like, Marvel has never once had a single phase where it was banger after banger after banger. Like niggas really forget Iron Man 2 and 3. Niggas really forget Thor 1 and 2. Niggas really forget the Hulk movie. Like they've had the Ant Man movies. Fucking like people really forget that there was a couple bad movies out there and a lot of rush shit. Like it's
Ant-Man
not the
movies
first.
weren't that bad.
What happened?
I don't think the Ant-Man movies were that bad. They were
They, they
tolerable.
didn't sell
They
at
weren't
all.
that.
They did not sell. Like at box office wise, they were bad. The movie itself was decent. But what I'm trying to say is like like it's not new. Like it's not new for Marvel to have a bad movie, and everybody's acting like, oh, holy shit, Marvel have a bad movie, they're falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like really crazy to me. But I will say Black Panther, it was good. I didn't fuck with Namor that much. I feel like they nerfed him heavily in the MCU. Like they were talking about he's as strong as the Hulk and as strong as Thor and this other shit. but he got beat by Shuri like 20 minutes after she got her powers. Like I was not fucking with that. But the movie itself, like it was definitely good quality and a good watch.
Yeah, I also heard that little fun fact, kids, when they was shooting Black Panther, they had to digitally edit out Namor's bulge in his pants.
Oh my god.
They had to fucking they had to yeah, it was like yeah, edit that out. This is a Disney movie. This is for kids. This is for kids.
You could have just given him pants, just saying.
Or something. Like why they
Or like a
even do it
battle
like that?
shirt or some
Anything.
shit. Anything.
I said nah,
Anything.
we're straight. We'll have them out.
Right, right. And you know, we're gonna talk about how that's basically just selling sex to the female audience and this other shit. But you know, it's a competition for another day. But yeah, they could have given him anything else. They could have given him anything else. I just don't like how they
Um,
nerfed him. They nerfed him way too heavily.
you think so?
Bro, that nigga's a water bender, bro. And he was over here throwing water balloons. Like they nerfed him. They nerfed him.
They did give him they gave him some cool scenes though. Like he was like throwing helicopters. He punched that one dude's armor. Like they gave him
Hmm.
some dope scenes. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But overall, yeah, I thought Black Panther was an alright movie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be either.
Agreed.
But it was an okay note to end the phase on.
For sure. It was better than a lot of everything, almost everything that came out, like Doctor Strange and shit like that. Definitely a lot better than that.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely, definitely.
but you know, if you're still have that little MCU itch, you know, you still want something to watch. Don't forget that the Galaxy of the Guardians, Guardian of the Galaxy. There we go. Guardians of the Galaxy special came out like 2 days ago. It's a holiday special. It's like 40 minutes long. It's it's good. It's a nice little watch. It's relaxing. It's not like super important to the lore, so don't worry about it if you miss it. Don't think you need to like watch it or anything. But it was definitely really funny, and it focuses a lot on like the side characters. So I appreciate that, and I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Did you mention the Studio Ghibli collab they did? I don't know if you did.
With what the
Um,
Star Wars shit,
yeah, Star
Oh
Wars
yeah,
and
also
that
did a
was
those are
collab.
gonna be like a small, like little short though.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes. I thought it was gonna be longer, but it was like 2 minutes. They did a collab with Studio Ghibli, with Baby Yoda. So if you haven't seen it, that's also on there. And speaking of things
oh, I
on
haven't
Disney,
seen this. That's what you're talking about.
yeah.
They're talking about the original Studio Ghibli collab when they did like the anthology series.
Wait, was that Studio Ghibli too? I
Was it
think
Studio
it.
Ghibli?
I think it was just a bunch of. I think it was just a bunch of. I think it was just anime in
Oh, okay.
general for that, to be honest. But this was like Studio
Oh,
Ghibli.
I'll say
But
that about that.
yeah, yeah. So if you haven't seen that chat, you could definitely go see it. If you need something else to watch on Disney Plus, I do watch this show called The Owl House. It is really good. I recommend it. They got demons, they got magic. Like, yes, bro, this is a Disney show, and they're talking about demons and magic. I can't believe it. Never thought I'd see the day, but it's pretty good. They be boxing.
The Forces of Evil.
What? No, Owl House, not
No,
Star.
but I'm
What?
saying like they had magic and demons.
Oh, in Star, I don't remember that.
Nigga, they
I
literally
remember
go
the
to
magic,
hell.
but I don't know about that. But
She had an ex boyfriend that was a demon.
all right, well, unlike that show, this is like a good show with like some good writing, some character development, and like a power system that makes sense and shit.
Okay.
So definitely check out the Owl House if you need something to watch on Disney Plus now that you're done with all the Marvel stuff. And let me see, is that all we got for the Disney Marvel
Thanks.
section? Yeah, all right. I guess we'll leave it at that. So real quick, we'll move into DC. You already know, one comic book franchise right into another. Um, so as we already know, DC, they got some more content coming out. Titans, that is the new season of Titans is out. I do not like Titans. I hate Titans. It's really, really bad, and I don't know how they're still going, or who Green gave it the green light, but whoever did that, they were bugging.
They-
Let me get this. I'll play in the background or something, but yeah. New season Titans out. Like the acting is just really bad. The writing, like, it's just I'm not fucking with it. Like, it's honestly a train wreck. I don't know why they're still making more.
I don't know. I think they probably got one more season. They have to be done. They
Yeah,
have
they
to be.
have
This
to.
is gonna be the last season once they get canceled.
Hey, I'm sure the 5 people that watch the show are happy that they're getting another season, and hopefully they wrap it up.
Yeah, that's all we could really pray for is that they wrap it up.
Aren't they still doing the Flash too?
I think they are still gonna release it, you
I think this
know?
is the last season.
They didn't make it the last season for everything.
That'd
Like,
be a
come
bad
on,
idea.
like we
Like
need to end all this DC shit.
like right now, I'm not caught up. I think I might be 1 or 2 episodes behind, but I do remember they got what's his name? Jason Todd in here, and now he's with the gang. But honestly, it makes no sense for him to be there. He has no fighting experience, but he was keeping up with ninjas, bro. I really
Well,
couldn't.
not Jason Todd. That's Tim Drake.
I mean, oh yeah, yeah, Tim Drake. Oh my God. So they introduced Tim Drake last season. He has no fighting experience. All he said was, "Oh, I watched some YouTube videos." Like, oh my fucking God. I rolled my eyes there. Couldn't believe they really wrote that into the show. And then they're gonna come out the cut and be like, "Yeah, he could fight ninjas now." Like, he has no training. How the fuck is he fighting ninjas with fucking Nightwing, bro? That doesn't add up.
They saw Marvel do it, and they were like, we can do that shit too.
When did Marvel do it?
That's Spider Man's
Oh,
backstory. That's how he learned how to fight.
really?
But he watched like
Okay.
kung fu movies, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I
and he
don't know
has
what to
powers
say.
too. So at least that's something. I don't know about this nigga here, but just
Um,
looking at the effects, that shit looks whack.
yeah. But yep, Titans is out. I'll probably finish the season, and me and Antonio will report back to you with our thoughts and opinions.
Let me grind it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
we have to
we'll
tough it
we'll
out, but we'll get done.
um the new season of Doom Patrol is also coming out. I'm not sure when. And to be honest, I'm not even caught up. I didn't even watch the last season,
You gotta
and I was about to
catch
do it now.
up. Last season was good. That's all I can say is good. It hasn't been a bad season yet.
Yeah. Is there anything specific you want to say about it, or should I just?
Like you skip over it. Like I honestly forgot about how like the story goes at this point. But so far, like the first 3 seasons, I have nothing to complain about. It just keeps getting odder and odder. Story keeps getting weirder and weirder. But it's interesting though.
Yeah, it's
I'm definitely waiting
definitely
the next season.
yeah, it's definitely one of their more unique shows. Got a lot of good actors in there too. So yeah, I definitely got to catch up. I definitely got to catch up.
Mhm.
Um, let's see what else is on my notes for this DC talk. Oh yes, the Blue Beetle movie. There have been I'm not gonna say it's confirmed, but I'll say there's been rumors that the Blue Beetle movie coming out will be long, like the Snyder cut, like just as long as the Snyder cut. If
Hey,
that's true, we are going to be in good hands. I mess with the Blue Beetle. I think he's a great hero. You know, I grew up with him. He saw him on Batman Brave and the Bold, you know, the Justice League, Young Justice. Like Blue Beetle's that guy, and it's also great representation. That's what a lot of other people are saying. So hopefully, when the movie comes out, it's really good and it's really successful.
yeah,
I'm
definitely good.
what was that?
I'm looking forward to it. Blue Beetle's like one of the coolest DC characters they have.
Yeah, I don't see how they could mess it up, you know, just transform his arms into cannons, fly around a little bit. I don't know. Like I feel like this is easy money. We'll see.
It's all about CGI. How much money they gonna put into it?
Yeah, we gotta see. Oh, and in other news, can't believe we didn't mention this yet, but for DC. Warner Bros. Discovery has appointed James Gunn and Peter Safran as co-CEOs of DC Studios. They will lead film, TV, and animation divisions. So they're not going to be in charge of everything. Like the Joker movie, they have no say in that. That's like it's separate from the movie universe. It's separate. The Batman, I don't think they have a say in that because that's also separate with their own thing with the Twilight dude. I'm forgetting his name. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, they won't touch that. But anything else DC related, you know, they'll have their hands in it. And this is definitely a dub for DC. Good news, glad to hear it. James Gunn, he did good with the last show he did. Um, what was that show called, Antonio? I forgot. I'm blinking.
The
Was
main
it
character.
With John Cena, what was it called?
Peacemaker?
Peacemaker.
Peacekeeper.
Yeah. So
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Peacekeeper.
Yeah,
Peacekeeper?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Peacemaker.
So yeah, I saw Peacemaker when it first came out. I was caught up all the episodes. Peacemaker was really good. The only negative I have to say is like fucking during the last little spoilers here if you care. It's like cameo spoilers, but like last episode they had the Justice League pull up, and I was not fucking with that at all. Like, geez,
Uh,
I thought that
don't do
was funny.
that.
That was a funny touch.
Nah.
Confusing, but that was a funny touch at the end. And the season.
like,
But these
well, when you
niggas
say
know the
just
same universe.
like Ezra Miller, Flash, Cyborg, like
Like,
Snyder Cut Justice League.
yeah, Snyder Cut
Yeah.
Justice League. Because Peacemaker, he was in the other James Gunn project, Suicide Squad. So you have to like watch Suicide Squad, and then presumably he was, Peacemaker was thought to be dead, but then they end up saying he's alive. They save him, and then the government like works him, and they're like, "Yeah, boy, you thought you was gonna get away with it. Now you got to work for us." And yeah,
The
it was a good show.
like, are they just there? It's just a cameo.
Yeah, they're just there. It's just a cameo. Like they show up and then they leave. Like you have to. It makes sense in context of the show when you watch
Mm-hmm.
it, but it's like why even do it at all? I just didn't like it, especially
Mm.
because like their universe is like in shambles. Like they don't know what they're doing story wise, what direction they want to go in, and then you're just gonna throw them in there at the end. Like this is all connected. Like y'all got this shit all under control. Yeah,
Oh,
GG.
hopefully. Right,
Whatever you
hopefully
say.
they're smart, right? With James Gunn taking over, hopefully he gives Snyder a few more projects, right? Then he lets that nigga just work around, bring his universe back, right, and then also keep the independent universes going. So like the Joker shit, the Batman shit, keep them shits going separately, while also just working on the connected universe that's like already been worked up so far, right? Like that would be good. That would be good. Keeping all the good shit here and taking away all the bad shit, like Wonder Woman and shit. But we don't need Wonder Woman, none of that shit. I heard Aquaman was good, so we'll keep Aquaman. You know that
Need
Batman.
Wonder Woman.
We need the
Wonder
character.
Woman
We don't need
ties
her movie.
in everything. One thing I'm replacing with Batgirl.
We need
Was
her.
that what they were planning to do?
Nigga, that shit wasn't even good enough to come out. Apparently, like
Oh
damn.
yeah, no. That's probably what they were planning.
Nah, like I'm not saying replace with Wonder Woman. I'm just saying we don't need her movies. You know, she doesn't need to be getting independent movies like that.
Maybe,
Like,
maybe.
like daughter of Zeus. Okay, we get it. You're cool.
Yeah, they're about to do another Aquaman one. I need to. I haven't still to this day. I haven't seen the Aquaman movie, but I definitely gotta hop on it.
Damn.
Um,
First one's good. It's good.
yeah, like I don't think they're. I don't doubt that they're bad. It's just, yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
gotta give me a second. Antonio put me on to another Aquaman show that was really good. I think it was. I don't know if it's on HBO Max
It was
anymore.
on the cartoon series, right?
Yeah, the cartoon series you put me on to, that was really like colorful. It was good. It was entertaining, so I like that one a lot.
Wait,
So,
just one.
I forgot what it was called.
I forgot what it was called too. It was like where like some comedic shit, like unnecessary, but they just made it just because they could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
It was like
Oh, like this.
6 episodes, 3 episodes.
It was a couple episodes. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. That's what it was called. Like this Aquaman. Tony put me onto this, and I thought it was really good. But yeah, I'll definitely watch the other Aquaman movies. I'll probably try to catch up before the new one comes out.
Only one,
Uh,
right?
is there only one?
Yeah, it's only one.
Oh,
Not a whole franchise, but I guess it's only so much you can do.
oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm thinking this was the third one for some reason. All right, thank God. Okay, yeah,
Nah.
I could definitely catch up. I'll definitely catch up, and I'll be ready for the day when that comes out. Give you a review on the podcast. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's see. But with that being said, I think that might be it for all the DC talk here. Oop, let me get that time. Perfect. All right, final subject, gaming news. A lot of good gaming news. It's been a good week, been a good month, been a good year.
Most
All right.
definitely.
So first thing, I don't know if you guys heard, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, it just dropped. It has been breaking records. So I'll just
Mm.
read the quote I have on my phone. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, it's made over $1 billion in its first 10 days, beating the previous record set for the series by Black Ops 2 in 2012, which crossed that mark in 15 days. So basically, what this
Damn.
means is that Call of Duty is not dead and they are still lit to this day.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I played a little bit of the what's it called, Modern Warfare 2 beta when it was out. I definitely enjoyed it. I heavily considered getting the game. Like I'm still considering getting it. I
I
heard a
just
lot.
got it for shits and giggles, but I don't be playing it like that, honestly. I'd be playing it when somebody else wants to play it. It's definitely one of those games.
Yeah, freaking.
Unless you really care and grind that
Uh,
shit out, definitely get it. But what were we gonna say?
I heard rumors that they were gonna add a zombie mode. I don't know if that's confirmed yet or not. But if they add a zombie mode and it's actually good, then I'm definitely gonna get it. Cause I'm a huge
Don't
fan.
need no zombie mode in Modern
I'm
Warfare. There
telling
never
you.
been no zombie mode in Call of
Okay,
Duty. We don't need it.
that's old shit. Now we're in the new shit. Now we're in the new
That's
shit.
old shit. No
I mean,
Black Ops. Next gen Black Ops.
if they add any new mode in general though, because like back in the old MW, they had the survival. They had the survival mode. They had infected and shit. So like, if they bring back anything like that,
Oh
make
yeah,
it
let me play that shit.
more like entertaining, then I'll definitely get it. But just like the multiplayer itself is not enough for me to buy it. And I heard the story was good, but like I kind of feel like I kind of just outgrew those types of like shooting games. So I don't know if I can really just sit through that kind of story and just shoot these mindless NPCs that don't even really pose a challenge. Um, so I need like a third mode to really kind of just draw me in and really buy the game. But I have been playing Warzone 2, and that's pretty fun. They added the proximity chat, and it is just funny as fuck, just roasting each other, talking mad fucking shit. Like we'll be having a shootout that time. Like we'll have like the whole fucking city block just covered with like four teams having a shootout, and all you hear is like, "Yeah, bitch, take that. Oh, he got fucking no scope. Take that, you stupid bitch." Like it is just nothing but shit talking, and it's like so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So definitely enjoying that.
Yeah, me, I haven't played any Warzone 2. I just haven't really had the time and I'm trying to focus on some other stuff. I have been watching a bunch of other YouTubers play the game with the proximity chat, and the proximity chat is definitely funny. I thought it was only in the like multiplayer game. I didn't know it was in the battle royale, and now they're telling me it's in the battle royale, and I'm like, yo, that's kind of funny. Like, I think everybody, like, not every battle royale should have it, but it should definitely be an option. Like, it should be an option. Like,
Yeah.
what if it's an option? I don't think I would never turn that shit off. Like, unless I get really annoyed. Some people do be playing music on their mic or whatever, but like other than that, does sound pretty fun. Sounds funny,
Hmm.
you know. Like in Fortnite, yeah, you could dance on them, let them know, but nah, you get that microphone on, and yeah, that might be even better than
If
dancing.
if Fortnite had a proximity chat, that would be chaotic.
Would it be?
That would be. It would be chaotic as fuck.
Would not be a
Um,
kids game anymore.
exactly. But
But yeah,
shit.
that that's the news with the COD. COD's going strong. Uh, I had also heard that they're working on a Invincible game. Uh,
Invincible.
from the Image Comics, the Amazon property.
Mhm.
If you haven't seen Invincible, definitely watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's really, really good. So good that it
What
made
if
me
they
buy the
made a
comics.
fucking Telltale Invincible game? That'd
Who
be
would play
crazy.
that? No, it would be
That
boring.
was trash. Yeah.
Really?
Why?
Bro, oh
Like
holy shit! Let me pick
A
Telltale?
the choice.
Telltale
Let me
Invincible?
pick the choice. Do I want to save the universe? Oh wow, look at this little cutscene. No, like it's trash.
That's trash.
I'm trying to
You're
save
gonna play through the cutscenes. It's gonna be more like decision based.
quick times then.
Weapon?
Just be quick times. And that's whack.
Listen. That'd be sweet.
That came out like
They
that,
can
that
put
was
mills in their pockets.
nah, 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 nah. So what they need to do, right, is make it take place either before the series or after the series. Have an open world. You can make your own character. You can choose to be evil. You can choose to be good. And like if you're evil, you can just be wrecking the city and shit. Other players try to stop you. You can be fighting and shit. You can be like racking up, getting more powerful, getting different gear. You can be like a hero, kind of like Batman, and get like different gadgets and shit and like vehicles, so you can like have superpowers and develop those powers. But that'll be like just like an open world sandbox where you can literally make your own choices and like interact with other players. That'll be cool.
Yeah, he might be on the sign. He might be on the sign. Um, Other gaming news that I do have written down. Apparently we should be getting some news about Crash Bandicoot on December 8th during the Game Awards. I hope that's true, but I I would not believe in the Crash Bandicoot rumors because when it comes to Crash Bandicoot, people are stupid. Like, if I had $1 for every time I heard Crash is coming to Smash, Crash is coming to Smash, this is it, this is the moment, and then he didn't fucking get in, you
Mm.
fucking liars on the internet who hyped me up like that, I was heated.
Why
But
did he
now
put
you're telling me, oh, there's gonna be we might get a new Crash game or a remake or a remaster. Like, yo, that better not be fake. Or I swear to God, I will not report any more Crash news I hear on this fucking podcast ever again, bro. So December 8th, I better hear something. But with that
this?
little rant out the way, talk about this Pokemon game.
Oh God.
Right here, I have a tweet. Oh, whoa. Let me mute this audio. So the new Pokemon game came out, Pokemon Scarlet and
Ooh,
Violet, and
ooh.
it came out and it is very buggy. Like if there's a bunch of Pokemon on the screen, it starts lagging. Let me show you
That's
it has
all
a
I
bunch
mean
of
about
glitches.
that.
Yeah. This is like every like meme they've been posting on like all the Twitter clips, all the YouTube clips. Like people's Pokemon are falling off. Like it's honestly a mess. Mind you, this is a AAA game. Pokemon is like one of the Nintendo's like most popular properties. There's really no excuse for this type of work to be released. Like it's really fucked up.
My only question is, how is the original Pokemon game better than this? Like that shit was literally like nothing but cubicle little fucking graphics. And I would rather play that for a year straight than ever look at this again. Just atrocious. Like, how do they keep fucking up? Every Pokemon game comes out each year. It's worse and worse. You would think they get better, but no, it just gets fucking worse.
And I just feel like they're so afraid to like update the graphics and the systems and everything. Like it's
The
the
gameplay.
same. Yeah, the gameplay, like it's the same thing every single like look at Mario. Look how far Mario came. Like he went from like the little pixel sprites jumping on the blocks left and right. He has
Mhm.
3D games. He's in fucking space. We could
Racing,
travel around space, racing games. Like, bro, where's that
basically.
same energy for Pokemon? Like, where is that energy at?
Look at Sonic. Sonic too. Sonic went from the same shit as Mario, that little 2D shit, little platform, to his own open world, crazy boss fights, crazy metal music. Like they're not afraid to just change it up. And even if they fail, at least they try something new. Because it's crazy to, it's one thing to try something new and then you fail, but it's another thing to keep trying the same thing over and over and over again and still keep failing. Like you literally don't see that your formula is not working.
Right, that's just the form of insanity.
Hmm.
And it's just really messed up. I know a lot of people are talking about it, and I heard somebody said they got it to run on their like computer. They did some things. They took like the same code and they put it on like the computer, and
Oh
it
yeah, and it
worked.
worked.
Yeah, yeah, it worked perfect. It worked perfect. But then, you try to play it on the Switch, and look at this. It like barely even runs. I bought the last two Pokemon games. I bought Sword, Pokemon Sword, and the DLC for Sword. I
Mm-hmm.
thought Pokemon Sword was good. The only thing I didn't like about Pokemon Sword was the whole growing big Pokemon battles. Those were so boring. Those were so cheap. Because if you grow super big, you do super mega damage, and it's like it's just so dumb. Like, all right, you go big, all right, I'm gonna go big. And then if he goes big, then like he's gonna one shot your small Pokemon, you know? It's just dumb. It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon Sword was okay. And then I also got Pokemon Arceus. They said that one was also gonna be crazy and lit. I didn't beat it. I got like halfway, and I don't even remember what to do anymore. Like I tried to hop back in
Hmm.
after like a month or two, and I totally forgot what I was doing and how to continue, and I kind of don't want to start over. So I'm just like stuck in a loop, stuck in a limbo. And I was debating about getting this, but then I saw all the reviews, all the bugs. I didn't see any reviews, but I saw all the bugs and the clips, and I was like, yeah, I'm straight.
Press even debated it.
Yeah, like again, I just like Yu-Gi-Oh! I grew up with Pokemon, collecting Pokemon cards, playing that shit at lunch.
Mhm.
Watching anime shit like that. So, they definitely have a, hold on me nostalgia wise, but it ain't that strong where I'm about to buy this garbage like I seen a bunch of other people do. But
Yeah, because you know how much they want for that game? Isn't it like 60
yeah,
that they
pretty
want for
sure.
stuff like
Yep. It's
that?
always 60. It's not gonna go down.
Like, hear me out. Do yourself a favor, right? If you ever consider buying this game with that $60, take that $60, put it in the box, and every time you consider doing that shit, put that 60 in the box, and eventually you'll have enough to buy a PS5 and God of War, and just get that shit. Okay, because stop giving money to Nintendo. They need to learn that they can't just keep pulling out bullshit after bullshit and expect people to pay for it.
Can't keep getting away with this, just especially for Pokemon. Like, come on, bro, what is this?
Hmm. Hmm. I still can't believe everything I'm seeing. Like, look at this shit. Niggas going through the fucking floors.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of yeah. I've got everybody at home watching. Like, just look up some of the clips, bro. Some of them are like really funny. Some of them are really ridiculous. Got Pokemon popping up out of nowhere. It's just bad. It's just bad. Like, I don't know how Nintendo is releasing games like this for 60, and you got other games like fucking Sifu and God of War, fucking Cult of the Lamb. Like, some of those games are even cheaper than the Pokemon, and they're also better than the fucking Pokemon. Like, come on.
Has there ever been a Pokemon game buggy like this?
Nah, not that I know
Like,
of.
why they
I don't
not
know.
slipping?
I
I'm
don't
telling
know.
you, like, the old shit runs better and plays better than the newest shit.
Like, I thought
But,
Madden was bad, but when I saw that shit, I was like, oh no. On
nah.
a fucking Nintendo Switch?
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. I
Too
wonder
much.
if it'll be the same if you play it on like the TV versus just like the handheld shit.
Oh,
No
well,
difference. Just the quality of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well.
but yeah, that was Pokemon stuff. But since we're still on the topic of video games, I do want to talk about um damn, I don't want to overwrite it. Whatever. Basically, I do have some bad news. The game that everybody was waiting for this year, it has been delayed. Right? It's been delayed. I'm not sure if we're probably gonna get it next year, like sometime next year, and it really sucks. You hate to see it.
What game?
Oh yeah, we're game.
The best game ever that I've ever fucking played. Risk of Rain 2,
Uh,
right
so you,
here.
the update for it.
Yeah, so the Risk of Rain 2 is out. Um, it's just the update, Reign of the Void, something of the Void. I don't know what it's called. That update is out on PC. It is not out on console. I've been waiting for such a long time. They said, "Hey, we'll get it to you by December." Hopo Games, I think that's what they're called. Um, they said they was gonna get it to us by December, but then they had like, I don't know, one of the persons developing the game was like messing up, and they're like, "Listen, we had to stop working with them on the game. They were messing around. We're gonna have to delay it for the console players." And now they actually partnered with Gearbox, another famous like gaming developer. I've heard some people like happy about it, and I've heard other people not happy about it. Like they said the microtransactions and like the cheesiness is about to be crazy. Oh yeah, so I guess they did games like Borderlands 3 and Duke Nukem. But yeah, they just Hopo Games just partnered with Gearbox. They're gonna work on Risk and Rain for the consoles. They're gonna work on the new update. No release date
Okay, so
yet.
hopefully it'll be better.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, I have no beef with Gearbox. I'm not really caught up with Gearbox like that. I
Mhm.
might update the story later if I hear some things. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm glad somebody fucking picked it up. That's all I'm happy about. Somebody picked it up, and we'll be getting it soon. I just don't want to get it for like the computer because like all my stuff is on the fucking PC. All my stuff's on the console. All my achievements, all my skins, all my abilities. So I'm gonna
Right.
just wait. I'm gonna just wait. I don't want to restart it. This game right here, like once you start it, you start it. All right. So think about what console you're gonna play it on, because you do not want. Not like you don't want to restart it because it's a drag. Because I love this game, and you could get stuck in for hours at a time playing this game. I definitely recommend it. But this is, like my favorite indie game, right behind some other bangers like Sifu and Cult of the Lamb. But just Rain 2, favorite indie game as of right now. And it sucks we have to wait for that update, but it is what it is. I just had to let y'all know.
I
That's
don't
it.
get to play that game.
I think we played it once or twice, but it wasn't really like focused on it. He was kind of distracted.
Yeah, because it's a learning curve, but once you pick it up, it's like really easy.
Yeah, it's not bad. Even in the trailer, they show him dying multiple times, doing multiple attempts. Like you learn as you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't pay that shit now. I'm gonna have to download it.
Um, Other gaming news. This is the Pokemon. Let's talk about Overwatch. Overwatch is supposed to have a new character. This is the trailer. I didn't even watch this trailer, so maybe if you guys want to carry it.
Yeah, basically this is just their new tank hero, Ramatra. I think that's how you say their name. Um, he's basically like, if you know Zenyatta, he's basically like the same race as Zenyatta. Just like a monk robot. Essentially, he believed in like the robots getting equality with the humans and shit. He wanted peace and all this other stuff, but that wasn't working. So he's like, "I fuck this peace shit. Now we're going in violent." So he's like a lot more violent than Zenyatta is. He's very aggressive. He attacks from a range. Think kind of like what's her name? That bitch with the laser that charges up. He basically has a laser and shit, and he can absorb damage. Everybody has been saying that he's a better Doomfist than Doomfist. I don't
Wow.
fucking doubt it. Like
Okay.
Doomfist is not a bad character; it's just very hard to play. But this character is supposed to be like just a really better version of him. As you can see, he's like blocking the damage there with his fist. His ultimate is very crazy. He can like he'll do damage while taking reduced damage, and like his abilities move faster and shit. Like he is just a fucking tank, and he's about to be crazy. The downside is you need to be either with the premium battle pass to play him, or if you're on the free battle pass, you need to grind it up to tier 55, I think it is, in order to play him. So, it's either pay or work very hard. But, looks like a very good character. Antonio, what do you think?
Yeah, I was wondering if he attacks from the distance because I only do be playing as armor characters.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Diva, honestly. I only playing as Diva. But this one looks pretty smooth. Like a lot of abilities, especially with the ultimate he got.
Mm-hmm.
I can go crazy with that.
Yeah, that thing there looks like the gravity shit that Sigma be doing. I don't know if it works the exact same way, but off of the trailer, it just looks like he pulls them up into the air and then slams them down. I think his abilities are actually like explained in another video fully. And then he has like a shield and shit they can be putting out for your teammates. So that's definitely going to be useful. I'm looking forward to play this character, that's for sure. But I wish they would change it so you can just automatically unlock it for everybody. You don't have to like grind or buy it versus,
Mm,
just or how Apex does it. Like Apex, you get the red coins and then you can like unlock it. But to be like locked into a battle pass and then basically halfway through the battle pass on top of that, that's just very cheap.
oh, bullshit.
Yeah, I definitely do have issues with their whole battle pass system. I don't even. Oh, whoops! That just was my loud. Like I was saying, I definitely do have issues with their whole battle pass system. Like, you don't even get coins in the battle pass. Like every other battle pass, you get coins. When you get it, so you can get the next one. They don't do that in
Mhm.
Overwatch. And even if they did the no coins, whatever. Like I could live with that, but tier 55, tier 60 for a character in a video game about character, that's not fair, bro. That's craziness. They said either
Yeah.
pay the $10 or it's basically like low key pay to win, depending on how good he is. It's like you're either paying the
Oh, he's
money
broken.
or
Like he's about to be broken as fuck.
like he looks broken. Like I don't understand his abilities, but this
But his
ultimate,
ultimate
he's doing
literally
way
hitting
too much.
everybody.
Like
It's literally hitting.
his arms are literally folded, bro. Like what are we doing?
Yeah. They did say that they will be making changes to the battle passes like continuously, like it'll always be changing. And same thing with like the way you unlock characters. So hopefully they hear all this feedback and they'll be like, okay, this is clearly not a good way to do it. Let's change it. And hopefully they change it by the next season.
Yeah, hopefully. I know they were in some heat before Overwatch was in some controversy because they were selling skins in like bundles
Hmm.
and they were charging some of their skins were just overpriced, some of their bundles were overpriced, like they were charging like $40 for like old skins that were available in Overwatch 1, and they did sell some new skins, but then you could only get the new skins through the bundles, and they were just doing too much. They actually got in like a lawsuit. In some countries, they were saying like they were offering reduced prices for some bundles. Like some bundles were like 30% off, 40% off. But the case being, I wish I had this written down instead of trying to do this freestyle, but I'm just now remembering it.
It
The
was
case
basically
being,
like they had the reduced prices on the bundle, but there was no way to actually prove what the original price was worth. So it was basically like they were making a sale out of something that was never really like originally priced for an original price. And I can't really explain it well either,
no,
but
you're explaining it
it's
good,
never an
yeah.
original price, but then they're discounting it anyway. So it's basically a scam. Like you're scamming people. There is no actual sale here. This is just the original price you just gave to it now.
Yeah, basically that's what was going on. And like when I first saw the bundles, that thought came to my head too a little bit. I was like, I wonder what the original price is, but I was like, whatever, they're saying it's 40, I guess it's 40, like you just gotta take your word for it.
Hmm.
But they were like, yeah, because you never showed the original price before, you can't say that this is 40% off. So I don't know what they're gonna do to fix it, if they're gonna refund players, if they're gonna make it cheaper, or if they're gonna give players a gift. Like I wasn't keeping up with the story. I'm just like just now remembering it. I wish I took more notes, but I don't know. Maybe I'll update it next episode. We'll see.
Next episode. So sorry.
Let me see. For video game, I think the final thing I have to say for this is um oh, real quick, let's just do this. Let's just talk about our thoughts of God of War Ragnarok just 'cause we all finished it. We're all here. Let's talk about all the positives and negatives. Positives going first. Let me hear it. Oh, before anybody starts talking, this is we did stream God of War Ragnarok on Twitch, TTV/TopiaCast. Antonio played all of it. I'm gonna play some of his footage in the background. But yeah.
Yep. I thought the game was amazing. Definitely a 10 out of 10 game of the year. Whoever praise is gonna get, it deserves. Much needed.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks that they're not gonna make a third one. But definitely was waiting for this shit and got what I wanted. How about you, Edmund?
Yeah, I definitely say it beat all my expectations. I gotta say I was also wrong because I remember like maybe 2 episodes ago we were talking about it before it came out, and I was making theories. I was like, "Yo, Kratos is gonna die. He's gonna get his ass beat. He's old as fuck. He's not gonna be able to keep up." I was completely wrong when Kratos was carrying this shit. Like always, like I'm so sorry for ever doubting him. My man did not slow down. Like he struggled with Thor a little bit in the beginning, but after that, he was demolishing these gods. Like it was fucking nothing. Like I felt like I was seeing the original Kratos from the first 2 games again. I was like, bro, this man is back in his prime. And then you get the new weapon too, so that's a new feel to the game. It was just overall a really fun experience.
Yeah, the game is it was pretty good. It blew my expectations out of the water. Let me say, after The Last of Us, I was brainwashed, okay? Because my main problem with Last of Us 2, I don't know if I said this on the podcast before or if I ever said it before, but I'll say it here. My main problem with Last of Us 2 is like it was nothing new about the game. Like it was part 2, but there was nothing new about it. They didn't add more to the gameplay. They didn't add more, period. Like I just was really disappointed with it. The story, it was whatever. Like it wasn't the best thing. So, I just felt the entire thing was lackluster. Like it had good graphics and I played it. I was entertained. It wasn't the worst thing, but it wasn't the best thing either. Unlike the first one, which was like,
You got
I thought it was incredible all across the board. God of War, it's an improvement across the board. The combat has been improved. There's more weapons. There's more skill tree. You can customize your armor, and that has an effect on how you play. Like, it's just beautiful. The story is just amazing, if not even better than the first one. Like, it's good. It's
all I
good.
gotta
Love
say
it.
is the ending was lackluster. I thought it was gonna be crazier.
Mm.
Especially when I saw like that big ass like Ragnarok itself. I thought
Hmm.
I actually gotta fight that nigga or something. But we were like, nope, kill Odin. Get out of there. Oh, sorry. Spoiler. Spoilers by the way.
No, we'll do spoilers. We're reviewing it. It's a review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say just got the fuck out of there. Ragnarok. It was bullshit. Bullshit. Like it was a big ass giant right there. Yeah, imagine if you have to kill it for that. Run up his arm. It's like his head off.
Yeah, like
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 in
last ones.
yeah, like in God of War 3, like you were going like giants after giants to fucking gods back to giants.
Hmm.
But those were definitely easier to do. But they were hack and slash. But cause you were definitely fighting that giant lady
Oh, did
I,
you
I
like
didn't.
it or
when
did
you
you
were
not like it?
Triz.
You're saying you liked it or you
What?
didn't?
No, I did like it. I said it
Oh,
should have been like more fights like that, but with gods and shit. Well, with Ragnarok, I mean.
um,
Yeah. Go ahead, money.
you could go. You could go.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't beat any of the original 3. Like, I always got my ass beat. Like, I would probably get maybe halfway-ish through all of them before I would get to a part where I couldn't beat them anymore. But I will say, compared to like the old ones, um there aren't as many fights between gods. Like you're mostly just fighting world world enemies and shit, and like some badass enemies here and there, like some boss fights. But like actual gods, you're not really fighting much. You like in this game, you kill three. Like you fight three, you kill three. Well, not even three. You kill two because Odin kills Thor. And then like in the last one before this one, 2018, you only fight like two of them also. Like you fight Bolner and you fight like Thor's sons. So I would have wished you fight more gods. Like in the third one, you go like from god to god to god to god. And you're kind of collecting like each shit their weapons and shit. Like that was really cool. Um and I know you said they're not gonna make a third one. I'm sure they're gonna make another God of War game eventually, especially because Atreus' story is just beginning. So we'll probably get a story from his perspective. So I'm just hoping that we get more like gory violence, and especially more gory violence between like God versus God instead of just like God versus these monsters and shit.
Yeah. Definitely my first one of my complaints in 2018, like there wasn't enough. I feel like in 2018 God of War, there was too many big boss fights. I was like, yo, we need some human stuff, like with Boulder, like keep it human size. Human sizes are the best fights. And that was my worry with Ragnarok. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of big ones. They do a little bit of big ones, but most of them, they're like about your size or they're like close to it with some big fights. So
Mhm.
I was definitely glad they switched it up. Me personally, in my personal taste, I was like, word, more human fights.
No, yeah, in terms of like the scaling, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the God of War, Ragnarok, like I said, improved upon everything, gameplay, story.
Mhm.
Um, Added some more weapons. I thought I was gonna get sick of the combat. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get bored. Like I'm gonna play this for a little bit, and I know I'm gonna get sick of it. But to my surprise, you never get sick of swinging the axe, of swinging the blades of chaos, swinging the spear. I don't know if the spear has a name, but swinging the spear.
Like
Uh,
drop near some shit.
oh, for real? Okay.
Girl, shit like that.
Okay, word. Well, yeah, the combat's so fun. Like literally, I think I have like 39, like 30 something hours, 35 hours, 39, maybe even 40 right now. I beat the
Mm.
game, and while I was doing the main quest, I also did a bunch of side stuff too. Like it wasn't just the main quest for me. I was exploring. I was the god of loot, basically. I was finding that loot left and right. And I thought me finding all this loot was gonna make the game baby easy mode, and I was kind of worried about that. But
Hmm.
no, that is never the case. Like this game will keep you on your toes with the enemies. They kind of went an Elden Ring approach. I feel with the health, I feel like you take a couple of hits and you're like you're dead. Like you take two, three hits, you're gonna die. Like they do not care. Like especially me, like I said, I was exploring, I was finding the collectibles and the power-ups. I thought I had a good health bar at times, and I would be like dying or I would get low very quick. So, you definitely got to keep an eye out on your HP. I played on the regular difficulty, by the way, just to let that be clear.
Yeah,
Uh,
same.
yeah, give me balance. But even with the regular difficulty, it still feels really challenging. Even when you do
Mm.
the side content, the end game content and the side content, it's like still challenging. Like you're not gonna do not turn your brain off and hit the buttons. Like, no, you need to think about what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it.
Just to give an example, I had found the Valkyrie Queen in Ragnarok. So then I was getting my ass beat by her for like a good hour and a half, and then I was about to turn it off. But I was curious. I was like, okay, let me make a save. I made a save, and then I put my game on like the easiest mode, like the super baby easy mode. Give me story, right? And I kid you not, I still got my ass beat for another 40 minutes. Could not beat her even on the easiest fucking mode. And doing the cheesiest shit. I was poisoning her. I was staggering her. I was doing so
And
much. Couldn't get her half fucking way. So even on the easiest fucking mode, this game's kind of crazy.
yeah, so you definitely don't gotta worry about the difficulty here. No matter what difficulty you play on, you should be in for a good time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of positives. Let's talk about some negatives. one thing that I mostly see everybody talk about is the puzzle parts. There's a lot of puzzles in God of War Ragnarok, just like in 2018. But when you get stuck on a puzzle, sometimes your companions, whoever's with you at the time, they spoil it pretty quickly. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could be wondering how to get to the other side of the map, and then like after like 2 seconds, they'll be like, "You should push this lever. You should go over here. We should do that." And that can be very
Right.
frustrating. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they added that to the game. Like, I think they were thinking about the game journalists and how dumb and how bad they are at video games. Like, look it up. There are plenty of moments of video game journalists, like, looking at video games. Like, they make top 10 lists out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you could just, so, like, yeah, the game journalists are bad, but I don't think they should have catered towards them. I don't know. I think they thought everybody's here for the fighting and the bloodshed, but it's like, you added puzzles to your game, commit to it. Don't make it easier to solve. I know people were going crazy about that on Reddit and other sources. Like there were a lot of times when I was in the middle of a puzzle and you could actually be doing the right thing and they'd still tell you like, yo, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And it's like,
Yeah,
bro,
that happened to me a few
I'm
times.
I'm literally doing that. Like, shut up. So, like, honestly, it should have been an option in the game. I don't know why they did it the way they did it, because it was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It should have been an option, but I do see why they did it because I was playing the 2018 one. I recently like rebeat the story again, but I was doing some of the puzzles, and when I tell you that they do not talk to you, like the side characters will not fucking talk to you at all through this
Perfect.
fucking puzzle. I was sitting there for like 10 minutes last night trying to figure out this one puzzle. Mind you, I already beat this game like twice. My third playthrough. I'm still stuck on the fucking puzzle. I'm really trying to figure this shit out. I'm waiting for a Trace to say something. I'm waiting for fucking Mimir to say something. These niggas are looking at me like, bro, you got it? And then fucking all Kratos does is like, oh, let me figure it out. I'm like, no, nigga, help me. What the fuck am I supposed to
Nah, like, watch
do?
your mouth.
Fucking this shit for 10 fucking minutes, nigga. Like, so that should be an option because so 2018 they don't help you at all, and Ragnarok they help you too much. Like, there's no perfect balance, but at the very least, it should be an option for you to just turn it on and off.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. I also do think some of their voice acting does get annoying. Like, you could get caught on fire, and they'll be like, "You're on fire, brother," but it'll
Yeah,
pass soon. And they'll repeat it every single. Like, I'm doing the end game content, and it's so annoying when they repeat that. Like, "Oh, covered in fire, you're covered in fire," or be like, "Hey, use your shield," and it's like they have a
yeah.
lot of repeatable voice lines that do get annoying after a while. It's like Jesus
It
Christ,
probably is turn it
stop.
off in the settings. I just haven't checked.
Maybe I doubt it though. They want you to hear everything.
Baselli, anything to say?
Any negatives?
No comment.
No comment.
You
Comment.
were struggling on this time drop fight. You died like 3 times on this, like 4 times on this fight.
Fuck that fight. I don't want to talk about it.
Did this shit in
I
two
didn't know
rounds.
what to do for like the
Leaving.
first half. That nigga was just dodging everything. I'm just like, okay, the spear, nigga caught that shit. I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. They don't want to blow that shit up.
I'll tell you what, you really fucked up. You used that other race mode with the weapons instead of the reg.
And I was doing crazy combos. This nigga was looking at me, dodging through space and time, just staring at me like this guy just won't stop.
Uh-huh. Let me say, this isn't my complaint, but it's definitely a complaint I've heard a lot. And there's people just kind of like comparing the gameplay itself to the old ones, essentially. The main one I've heard is like the camera angle. It's just like how in the old one, the camera angle was very like zoomed out versus how like it is here is like more zoomed in towards Kratos. You kind of just like see like the one-on-one shit. Versus back in
Mhm.
the day, it was just zoomed out. You saw all the enemies around you, and they didn't have like the damage indicator. You kind of just had to like use your intuition and dodge yourself and all this other shit. And overall, they were just talking about like the gameplay style and changes. And I don't understand why people are complaining about that because I honestly think that if they would have had the exact same technology they had now when making the first God of War, it would be exactly like this. Like the only reason the old God of Wars are like they play the way they do is because they were limited to what they had back in the day. But I guarantee you that if they would have had a PS5 and all this other shit, all the God of War games will look like this. Like they got to realize that different age, different eras, we're gonna have different style of games, and most of it's gonna be, limitation of technology. But that's not to say like one's better than the other. It's all a preference and shit. But people are over here talking about all camera angles, fucking shoved up Kratos' ass. This shit's garbage. Blah blah blah.
Never
Makes
heard
it
this complaint.
way,
This is the first
bro.
time I'm
That's
hearing.
all I'm hearing on fucking TikTok. I'll send you a few clips, but like
Really?
people are just hating on it, and it's mostly just like the OG niggas that just grew up with the old God of War,
Okay.
like the original shit. But my thing is, change is good, change is inevitable. And if you're really gonna complain about something like a camera angle, just try to find some negative thing to talk about. Such an amazing game that you really got to talk about the fucking camera angle. You got nothing else you say. Like it's just, bro, get over it. But this game is perfect, almost. Not even almost. The game is pretty perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't go around throwing the P word out. Yeah, now that the game's been out for a while, I beat it a while ago. The hype's dying down. Not dying down, but like I'm starting to get my head on straight, put some time in the game. I have heard people say that the ending feels mad rushed and like it could have been better. They could have done it better. They didn't. Some people didn't like how the Ragnarok he was just. Well, I don't even know if I can show all this. So yeah, they didn't like how Ragnarok, he was just like all the way in the corner, like he wasn't really doing anything. You couldn't interact. Same with the Sneak and the Thor fight. They were just in the corner. You could watch it if you want to watch it, but it was like on a loop. And
Mm,
they were comparing it to like God of War 3, like the intro to God of War 3, where like they're climbing Olympus, the Titans are climbing Olympus, all the gods are looking down at you and they're mocking the
Yeah,
Titans. They summon the water horse and shit. You're fighting the water horse. Now for me,
it's
I played
epic.
some of the God of War games. I never beat any of the God of War games until I beat God of War Ragnarok 2018, and then I played 3 after I beat 2018, but I definitely played the games before, just never to completion. But yeah, I definitely felt like, all the other fights were lit. God of War, the intro to God of War 3 is lit, but the ending was kind of like it wasn't as lit. Like if you compare this war ending to like the war ending in Storm 4, the it was crazy in Storm 4, bro. Like even in Storm 3, like it's a huge battlefield, everybody's fighting, there's like multiple fights you
mhm,
gotta do. Fucking, especially in Storm 4, when you summon they all summon their like animals, whatever, the summoning jutsu, and then you play as the fucking Nine Tails, you're like running around the area, you're blasting shit, and then
mhm,
fuse with like Sasuke shit, and you're still playing like as the Nine Tails, you're giant as fuck, and you're doing the giant fights and you're doing the human fights. They could have low-key done that should have done that for Ragnarok. Like at the end of the 2018, you were on top of a giant, like fighting and shit. He
mhm.
was boxing a little bit. They could have done that here.
Freaking. So I feel like I definitely agree with you. That's how I was thinking at first, but like I think they might have just done it on purpose because if you just think of the difference like in the mythologies between like the Greek and the Norse mythology, like the Greek mythology is all about materialistic stuff. Like, they got the big Mount Olympus, these huge palaces, these amazing marble statues dedicated to the gods and shit. All these gods are extremely powerful and like essentially like universal. Like, Zeus is some real crazy shit versus like the Norse mythology, which they're more closer in line to just men. They're just like basically Vikings, like very strong fucking Viking gods. Like you don't really hear some real crazy shit about them like that. And they even like mention it when you go to Asgard for the first time, when Atreus is like surprised that Odin's palace is just a log house. And it's like, yeah, bro, like they even talk about it, like, yeah, we don't need all these fucking huge palaces and shit. Like Odin built this shit with his own bare hands. That's all we need. So I feel like that alone kind of just shows why.
I think somebody probably walked in, but yeah, God of War
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
definitely that.
that message to try to walk in. I was just saying, um, the Norse are more like essentially like aligned to like man, like they're closer to like humans than they are like actual just fucking gods. So that's why I feel like their end of the world was more like calmed down in a sense. It wasn't like all that real crazy shit. That's why we didn't really get to fight the fuck
Oh,
shit because it was like it was really us versus Odin. That was really the focus. That was our war, right? So that I feel like that's why I didn't want us to focus on that big giant aspect of fighting the giant and the snake and shit. Like that was all in the background because they wanted you to focus more on like the story and like where you developed here versus just the spectacle of it. You know?
yeah. I think that definitely could be the case. My theory is, they probably ran out of time and they were like, yo, we really like, because they delayed the game before. Don't forget, they delayed this game.
Hmm.
And, I feel like everything was like really good and perfect. But then when it got to that ending, I don't know. I think they ran out of time. They said we just have to get it out. Like now that I'm thinking back on it, like really, what do you do? Like when you get there, like you just like really run in a straight line. It's all scripted. You do your fight and then you
Hmm.
fight Thor, you fight Odin, you fight Thor, you fight Odin. It's all really scripted. Like you go in a straight line, you do your fights. And that's really it at the end of the day. It's not really as memorable as other events that have happened in the game.
Right.
Hmm.
Um, and especially with that Thor fight. The first Thor fight was so good. Second Thor fight, I did not like that shit at all. I couldn't believe
Yeah, that shit was
it.
whatever.
That shit was a downgrade, like a massive downgrade. I don't know how, I don't know why, but you hit the
But I
spot.
also feel like the main like when you go into like that last fight, at least for me, like I wasn't really like worried about the spectacle, like how crazy it's gonna be. What I was worried about was okay, when is Kratos gonna die? Like, is Kratos gonna die? Do I need to like look out for something? Is it a choice that they're gonna give me or some shit? Like, because at the end of it, I feel like that was the whole build up to it, right? Like, I feel like the Ragnarok was always kind of in the background in terms of the story, and the real story was between like Kratos and Atreus and like their control on fate and whether or not they can change their fate, right? I never worried about Ragnarok. That war shit, I always knew it was going to be in the background. I always knew like the actual story between them was going to be like the biggest focus. And like I said again, that's why I feel like we didn't get that big spectacle shit. They were always just focused on Atreus and Kratos the entire time. And then I was just worried about okay, now he's fighting Thor. Is Thor gonna kill him? Okay, now Odin showed up. Is Odin gonna kill him? And then Atreus had to make the choice: do I put on the mask and look through the crack, or do I break the mask? Like, and then they said like, oh, if he would have like put on the mask and shit, that's what would have killed Kratos and shit. I heard that shit after. But like, to me, that was the entire thing I was worrying about. Was like, when is Kratos gonna die? Is he gonna die? Like, what the fuck is gonna happen between them two? That was the only thing I could like even think about.
Yeah, I was definitely worried about his death too, because they say he was gonna die. I was like, if he dies, I don't even know if the series like has a future, like if he was to die. So I was definitely worried about that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, God of War Ragnarok. I feel like um there were a lot of moving pieces for near the end of the game. Another thing that I had trouble with, and I saw other people point it out too, but like story wise, near the end of the game, they have like what's that? What's her name? Her brother's name. It's like Freya and like Freyr.
Or some
Like
shit. Yeah.
basically the game. Everybody's like, "I look, we're gonna get Ragnarok started. Like we're going to war. We're going to war. Not Ragnarok, but like we're going to war. We're going to war." And
Hmm.
then Tyr's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna reunite the elves, even though they've been at war for like the past two games and whatever. I'm gonna reunite the elves. They fuck with me. I'm gonna handle it." He's like, "All right, handle it." Like everybody goes off and they do their thing
Hmm.
and some of it was just kind of sloppy. Like I don't know how he reunited the elves like that out of nowhere.
They
For
explained it more in that content.
another thing, what's his name? Tyr? Bro,
Hmm.
I knew something was up with Tyr during that cutscene when he kills Brock, because he's like, "All right, I'm gonna help you guys with the war. I'm gonna help you guys with the war." And I'm like, I'm looking around my room like it's the episode of The Office. I'm looking for the camera. I'm like, bro, what is this sudden 180 change of character? Like, he's been the most anti-violent character in the game. Literally, the house was under attack. He didn't want to help fight. He came out the end, and then even when he did came out the end, he came with a shield. So like for him to say, I want war, that does not add up. And then Brock calls it out. He's like, "You never called him Loki. I don't know why you're bloodthirsty. You're talking about getting your things from your room. What things? You've been a slave for like the past couple of years. What things do you have?" So he comes, he points out all the BS. and then he dies for calling out all his BS. Um, but yeah, just those two things, just like that sudden 180 change. I can't believe more characters didn't like notice it. Like Freya, it makes sense. She's bloodthirsty. She wants to kill Odin. I wasn't expecting her to say something, but like I don't know, injury maybe. Kratos, low key. I'm kind of disappointed in you. Mimir, you didn't smartest man in the room, and you didn't notice that obvious 180 change in character. Like nah, that was crazy.
No, 'cause even I didn't notice that because I feel like they were building it up for Tyr to like
They
eventually be like,
didn't
hey,
build it up at all.
yes, bro, of course, because he's the god of war. That was his prophecy. It was in the prophecy like Tyr would lead them into into Ragnarok and shit. And mind you, because again, big spoilers here. That wasn't the real Tyr, right? So you got to think about this. That was Odin and shit. Obviously trying to make the fake shit, whatever. But had it been the real Tyr, do you think he would have been acting the same? Do you think he would have been like, oh no, I want peace? Or do you think he would have been like, okay, this is my destiny, this is my fate. Let me let me do the damn thing. That's what I
I
was.
think he would have been for it.
What
I think he
happened?
would have been for it. I think he would
Yeah.
have been ready to go to war straight off the bat. That was the real tear.
No, not right off the bat, but I'm talking about like after, like throughout the entire game, like he does everything that he goes through. He talks everything he has to talk about. And like when you get to the end game, I feel like it made sense for him to be like, okay, you know what, fuck it. I don't see any other way. To me, that made sense. And that's why it was such a like big mind fuck when he ended up stabbing Brock and ended up being Odin. Like that's why I didn't believe that shit. Because I genuinely believe Tyr was like finally came to his senses and he was like, you know what? They're right. I need to go to fucking war. So I believed it. I believed it. That shit was crazy to me.
Definitely let us know what you guys think in the comments. Did you think it was a crazy change in character? It was out of nowhere, or were you rocking with it? You was like, yeah, it's bloodshed time. Let us know what you think. Do you think this game's game of the year worthy? Let us know what you guys think in the chat, in the comments below. Just let us know. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yo, these little enemies that Antonio was fighting, these guys were mad annoying. I was like, just to find them,
Yeah.
bro, because they'll throw like two enemies at you, and then you have to find the healers. Like, it wasn't that annoying. Like, I'm gonna give the game 2 stars, but uh, that
Fair
those are
enough.
definitely like the most annoying enemy types. Like, out of all the enemies, those were the ones where I was like, nah, let me stand up in my chair real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is good though.
It's really good. It's really good. A lot of people are just talking the Atreus levels. The only one that was boring to me was the one where you go to that Ironwood place. Other
Yeah.
than that, all the Atreus levels were pretty fucking lit. And like they did the damn thing and they added so much to the story. And like being in Asgard, just like that just hit different. Like that was just like a weird vibe and it was just kind of cool. I would say I wish they would let you explore Asgard more. You really can't see much of it,
Mm.
like at all. But other than that, it was really fun playing as Atreus.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the trace levels were easier. Like I never came like I'm not gonna say never, but it was very rare for me to be low health on Atreus. Like I don't really remember being low health on Atreus. Like the
Mm-hmm.
difficulty spike was like it definitely changed. Like it went from very low, then you go to Kratos and it's like give me God of War, baby, you're back. It's Elden Ring time, from software time. You get hit twice, that's it. You're going back to the lobby. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know what they were thinking there. I don't know why and it wasn't like, oh, a one-time thing. It was every single time I felt the difference in difficulty. So I don't know why they did that. That was mad weird. Especially because he's older now, so you think it would be tougher. He's older. He's a man. He got to handle that.
I mean, I don't know. They didn't really fight anybody that crazy anyway. To really sweat on, like he just fought minions.
Yeah, they always having him
Uh,
do some side stuff.
Mhm.
Now he's talking about I'm gonna go on an adventure on my own. Like, are you? Are you?
he's ready. He's ready. He's ready. Like, let him go to Egypt. Let him take his own franchise. That should be lit. That should be lit.
While we're on
That's
the
I know
gonna
for
be
Egypt,
sure.
Atreus.
What happened?
That's gonna be Atreus going to Egypt.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure Kratos' story is done.
Right. Especially if he just becomes All Father. Like he'll just
What
chill.
would be called? What would the game be called now?
Son of War.
Jesus,
That's perfect. He's the son of war. Come on. Come on. I'm
God of War,
telling
first
you,
son.
Eh, God of War New Era,
maybe.
right? Something.
Next generation.
That feels a little
Jesus.
forced. That feels a little forced.
One final thing I'll say about the difficulty. I feel like the end game content is more difficult than the final bosses.
Yes.
When for the final bosses, I fought Valkyrie, and you fight the two Valkyries, you and Atreus against the two Valkyries, and then you fight like Thor and Odin. For the Valkyries, I think I first tried the Valkyries, and then I needed a resurrection stone for Odin. No, no, no. I used a resurrection stone for the Valkyries, and then the
Mm-hmm.
story continues. I didn't really have time to go shop again or anything. So then I did the like Odin fight, no resurrection stone, but I did that first try too. So I
Hey.
don't know. I felt like they could have been way tougher because the end game content, I fought like the king of like the tombstones, whatever, the side quest. I fought the
Mm-hmm.
king. I was sweating on that. Yeah, everyone was watching me playing it. I was sweating on that. I would get him low and he would kill me on some BS. He would do some unblockable moves that were also BS. So I don't know why they made the end game bosses stronger than the main bosses. I thought that was weird.
Keep it
But
entertained. Entertained.
yeah, probably keep you entertained, but I don't know. Compare that to Elden Ring, where if you haven't seen us play Elden Ring, that's also on our Twitch, PTV/TopiaCast. You can watch that. I was sweating on them final bosses. Them final bosses that come out, ooh, it was no joke. Literally, Edwin joined the stream. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna have to jump him." I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to jump him." Try jumping him.
Yeah.
Couldn't even jump him. He was like, "Yeah, we're not jumping him. I'm gonna leave." And I was like, "All right, I'll talk to you later. I guess I'll handle it." And I had to handle it, and then he beat it before me though. But
Yeah, I
and then I
did.
ended up beating it, and yeah, they had me sweating. Like they definitely had me sweating. I had to work for it. I had to work for it. God of War was I don't know. Could have been more. I could have turned up the difficulty, but I mean I didn't know how difficult it was gonna be. I just had to assume.
Look at that. I should just tried it. Over here talking
Nah,
about
man.
it.
Yeah, I know a bunch of other streamers played on the highest difficulty. That's crazy mentality, but um, I don't know. They probably could have made it a little bit more difficult, but other than that, they were good fights. They were good fights.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I felt like the game was gonna be longer, but like if you just think about the story and like literally everything you do in the story, it's not that long. It's just like the world itself to make you travel a lot, so it feels longer.
Yeah.
All right.
And the way you gotta move around too. Like
Right.
fast travelers and all that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Walking around. Yeah, it's definitely like a drag in that game. You're like taking the boat. You could teleport a little bit, but it doesn't really get you to where you need to go. Like it's not the best mobile travel system, but it's not the worst either.
Where Ragnarok?
Yeah, just like traveling from one place to another, walking around.
Huge improvement on 2018, though. Let me tell you, huge. Like the teleportation in 2018 is barely useful.
Jeez.
Not even useful. It's like situational.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't do a lot of side content for 2018. I just did main story stuff. I probably did one side quest 2018. And then
So
Ragnarok
I'm ready.
dropped, I was doing everything.
Yeah. I'm also waiting for Ragnarok to add their new game plus, and I'm gonna redo the story again.
Oh man, they don't even have New Game Plus. That's crazy.
Nah, 2018 has it though, so I'm sure they're gonna add it soon.
Yeah, they probably will. Um, I hope they add like a boss rush mode too, because I want to redo some bosses, but I definitely don't want to fucking play the entire game again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like I have multiple save points because like I always make multiple save points for my games just in case some shit happens. But even if I was to start from one of those save points, it would be a drag.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about God of War Ragnarok?
Nah, I think I said my piece.
Yeah, it was a long segment.
All right, all right. Yeah, I think we might start wrapping it up here. It's one of our longer episodes. It's been a minute since we last recorded. We had to get everything out. Some of our notes were like outdated, so we had to cut it out. But still, we had a good time. We had a good time.
Yeah, a lot of good topics covered.
Um, uh, yeah. So we'll just end it here. We'll just call it here. Been the TopiaCast. I know it's been a while, but we're back on our stuff. We're back on our stuff.
Mhm.
And with that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.